champion. But as he told me, he's viewing today as a reset for him and his crew. The number 19 pit crew has been much maligned during the
Alright.
And this week, changes on the team for Truex.
It is time.
And Jackman coming in. Will the last-second Hail Mary be enough to help Truex advance to the championship for
it is time.
They have 500 laps to figure it out, Parker Kligerman.
Well, Marty, today could be a defining moment in Denny Hamlin's career as he comes to this cutoff race 17 points below the cut line. And he told me, you know, today is not a must-win, but he's approaching it as a must-win. And why not? At 51 career wins and 42 years old, how many more chances is he going to have to get that elusive championship? And what a better place to come than Martinsville, where he's won 5 times. Can he get that 6th win on a day that he might need it and go after?
2 races remain in the NASCAR 2023 season.
Off the backstretch that everybody passes by on their way to their pit stop. Now becomes a liability
today
when his crew finishes quickly, such as
in Phoenix next week.
He's got to be very careful blending back in to the line of cars.
Which 4 drivers at the end of today will race for the title next week in Phoenix?
But he doesn't need damage on pit road.
Me as a Blaney fan, I'm hoping we just have a good, smooth day today and keep Hamlin and Truex from winning, which I'm a little worried about.
Made their job today much more difficult. That's because Tyler comes into this race minus 10 points below the cut line with a real opportunity to point his way into the championship 4. Stage points, though, will be paramount. Crew Chief Billy Scott says there is a serious concern that if the first stage goes green, they will not be in position to earn any stage points. In that case, it changes their focus to a must-win
I also,
Tyler said, though,
not that anybody here is curious, although I've mentioned it throughout the year, have a chance to lock up my fantasy that I participated in. I have a chance to lock up that title today. I just need to gain 2 points over the second place guy. He took Hamlin, I took Gibbs. I was unable to take Hamlin or Truex for today, so figured took Ty. Ty was top 5 in practice and top 5 in qualifying, so yeah, gained at least enough points to be able to knock that up.
And Steve, we heard Jeff Burton mention morals and values could be tested today. So what is that limit that we might see drivers try to test here at Martinsville?
Whatever we dream up to be the limit, these drivers are going to have to cross it. It's not a question of will we see chaos like we have
in
seen
2017,
but when. This is going to happen between Chase Elliott
2021. Look no further than what happened here last year.
It's short track racing at its finest, and now you slam it into the NASCAR playoffs with everything on the line. 2 drivers have advanced, 6 have an opportunity for those final 2 spots. It pushes every driver to their limit,
go time.
Both talent and morality.
Just reminding you that
If you want to make this is it. There's no. This is the only opportunity you have. Chris Buescher is pretty much the only one that I'd say starting today is in a must-win. Reddick, Truex, and Hamlin could very easily gain the points. Yeah, Byron could probably about point lock in out of stage 1 depending on where he finishes. The Blaney, Reddick, Truex, it's basically at the point of the start of this race, it's 4 drivers for 1 spot at the moment. Now when we get the green, Truex is actually going to leap in because he'll be the race leader.
Only 4 drivers after today's race will have a shot at the championship. For 35 races now, these teams have worked diligently to try to reach that goal. It all comes down to 500 laps here at Martinsville.
This track it's really unlike anything else. You know, Bristol has this kind of Coliseum feel on the top of the mountain. Well, Martinsville has this iconic throwback short track field.
Truex and Gibbs on the front row.
You know, as the sun starts to set later, the lights will start
Martin
to
trying to make it.
That's when that action will be turned up. And right here at the green flag, it's kind of this test of patience, but also opportunity. You
remember what happened in this race a year ago? It literally came down to the last lap a year ago. Truck's going to like to take the outside at the start.
The fourth, Kevin Harvick. Eventually they're going to want to get to that inside lane.
Let's listen in. Ryan Blaney and this team. What was the?
I'm so nervous as a Blaney fan today. I know he had a good run here in the spring. He outpointed the two guys he needs to outpoint today.
I know we can do it. Long range, trying to keep
But again, I'm worried because of the speed Truex and Hamlin both showed practice, and with Truex starting on the pole. So I will say, if Blaney makes it, I will be wearing my shirt next week for Phoenix, if he makes it.
Young Ty Gibbs in the 54 will be alongside the veteran.
I'm hoping he does, but we'll see. Might see a little teamwork here on the start. Especially with Ty starting on the inside and Truex, so yep, Ty gonna let Martin in. I wonder if he's gonna let Denny in.
Teammates as the youngster Ty Gibbs in that 54 gets a slow start, allowing Truex to the bottom.
Yeah, he's gonna race Denny a little bit. Bubba trying to use the high side. I know. I probably did, but it was a long time ago that I actually put the command in. I just copied it over from the old account. So.
Make a little time up top, but the reason drivers are looking for the bottom is this is more work on that right rear tire of the Hamlin. That's the tire that gives up first. So right here he turns in, everything's okay. But as the 11 goes back to the gas, he has to work those outside tires.
I also have my little
outside of the racetrack.
NASCAR app, so I can keep track of the lap times if it gets to a battle late in the race, be able to tell you who's quicker and who's making time.
There is 0 degrees of separation from all the cars that he's racing around because he's either racing.
I love using that little run time there.
The 54, that's a teammate that
oh, Bubba!
He owns the 23 of Bubba Wallace. So
nice save.
He's a team owner and a driver at the same time.
14, that red and black 14 of Chase Briscoe. Up front here, now we're on board with the Toyota on board of Christopher Bell. He's back here just
it's my live race reaction for those that are joining in. I do this during the NASCAR season. I'm going to do all three. I'll say this now, and I'll remind people later at the end of the video. I'm going to do all 3 races next weekend. Is the plan. I'm going to do trucks, Xfinity, and Cup, so it's the all 3 final races of the year.
When he was introduced, they introduced him as this might be the last time, or this will be the last time that he'll race here at Martinsville. Crowd gave a big roar for Kevin Harvick and the career that he has put together.
130 laps in this stage. These cars at the short track, Rick, can run over 150 laps.
So right now, it's like I'd be okay with Blaney running P10, you know, P10 stage point. Problem is, Truex and Hamlin are 1-2. If one of them wins the race, they're in, and Blaney's out. So. I need him to start gaining points.
1.5 seconds. Martin Truex Jr. over Denny Hamlin. Yellow lines underneath drivers that are in the playoffs and trying to.
Actually, Byron's even not safe with Truex leading the race. Byron's only 8 points to the good.
My favorite track on the circuit. You were just down trackside, sold out crowd. From up here, it looks just full.
Again, I can't really. After stage 2, we'll know a little more of what the situation is after stage 2. It's going to be a little hard to try to guess it when we still got both stages to play out first. A lot of news this week. Probably the most recent news that's dropped is Eric Almirola will not be back in the 10 car next year.
I'll tell you what it is too, it's hot.
Now he hasn't said whether he's retiring, but he is out of the 10 car as of the end of this year. So this is his last 2 races.
This will be a major test. Who's in shape and who's not?
Blaney clearing the 41 of Ryan.
So we need to run like we. Being a Blaney fan, I know we need to run like we did here in the spring. I'd be more happy if we showed a little more speed in practice, especially versus Hamlin and Truex. But.
So the air inside the car continues to go, temperature-wise, go up. You got engine temp, brake temps.
We basically need to keep it on Hamlin and Truex to have a mistake-free day.
Your feet get hot.
If they're going to beat us.
Everything gets pretty used up here in this race.
I mean, I still have my hopes up. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna root for him all the way through until I know that he can't actually get through. So.
But one of the things you saw there early on was that move in front of Ty Gibbs at 54. I spoke to his crew chief, Chris Gabehart, before this race, and I said, how do you race your teammates? Obviously, against the 19, maybe the best team win, but what about the 54, the 20? He said, all the teams that Joe Gibbs met and discussed this, and obviously there's ways that they can help us and be courteous on the racetrack. I think you saw that at Ty Gibbs when he let the 11 slot in from the high side into turn 3 and now runs in second, trying to chase down that 19 car, Martin Truex Jr.
Top two
Right
right
now, it's a JGR 1, 2, 3.
Them have 8 Martinsville wins. 5 for Denny Hamlin, 3 for Martin Truex Jr. A grandfather clock.
Denny is actually the winningest active driver at Martinsville. Here comes Blaney on his buddy.
Being put to the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Ryan Blaney in that 12 is definitely faster.
Ryan Blaney in practice yesterday had a ton of speed. This team really hasn't had a lot of speed this year, but in the playoffs,
I really think last week was an opportunity, though, and they let it slip away. Not anything through their own fault. They just things just didn't work out for them last week at Homestead, and I really think like they missed an opportunity, though. That's why I'm hoping they can get through today. That we just don't look at Homestead like a what if, you know.
If not the best, especially in the group that they practice with. Their only weakness, a little bit in the longer, later runs. So right now, great time for the 12 car. They made adjustments to make those longer runs.
You mean the Xfinity race? I saw the finish. I saw the finish of the Xfinity race. I looked up the replays and saw it. And yeah.
Off the racetrack, these two are best friends. On the racetrack, they're enemies. They're fighting for every inch on the track. They're fighting for every position.
The 12 car was probably the best car in practice.
What I think is interesting, though, is where most people have sided after what happened yesterday. From what I've seen, a majority are on Creed's side. Majority of the fans and comments and responses I've seen have been people backing Creed, which means they feel like, and I'm starting to see it myself, but it feels like they're... As Harvick said before here a couple of years, literally 10 years ago, about the silver-fed spoon kids.
So you can't really give it up.
Does seem like he'll start to fall into that category. I don't mean that to. I got nothing against Austin Hill, but it does start to seem like he's starting to get that reputation to him.
Present opportunities to make passes, move around in the corners. Bubba Wallace's teammate Tyler Reddick qualified 19th. You can see the points right there. He really needs a good run today. Had good speed in practice. Did not lay a qualifying lap down at all. Actually spun out.
The only one that's really in trouble right now of the group, obviously Busher. I think his title run's going to end today. They pull a Hail Mary shot and win this race. Reddick's the one that's in trouble here. He's got to go to try to get into those, at least get stage points. Because right now, the three of the guys that he's racing around, and basically the three of the guys he's going to have to race are up there in the top 10.
Right now, the engine is Martin Truex Jr. There's also something unique about this racetrack. It's right next to the
train tracks.
As the train goes by, Martin Truex Jr. leading in Martinsville.
That's going to be fun for the train crews on race day. I wonder if they can actually hear the race cars over the sound of the locomotive. They have their windows open if they can actually hear the race cars.
NASCAR's most intense action-packed racing.
That would be pretty cool if you could.
Hear it and see it, unlike anywhere else.
Me personally, I've never been to Martinsville, so I'd love to go to Martinsville. Martinsville would be cool.
This is the hottest ticket
Go to, you know, the oldest active track in NASCAR. Well, the oldest track is the Indy, actually, but obviously the track that's hosted the longest amount of time for races.
Down something valuable too. Like when you realize a
not so much into that.
Ask.
I'm not into collecting die-casts like that.
You get life insurance from Prudential.
So
and help protect your family like you protect a
I
family.
more or less would be more into like collecting shirts and stuff than I would be, or getting shirts than I would be die-cast, so.
PointsBet is now a Fanatics experience. And whether it's a pick six or a game-winning Hail Mary, the only guarantee this season is that anything can happen. But the one thing you can count on is PointsBet's Power Hour.
That, and I'm also trying to save money too. That's a bit adulting thing, you know. You gotta save money.
The play clock is ticking. Power Hour, only on PointsBet by Fanatics. More rewards than ever before.
We've come a long way in 125 years, pushing boundaries and giving it everything we
Looks like no real major change among the top 10. Byron's up to 14th. He started 16th.
The official tire of NASCAR.
You're lucky. Watching live sports
Fastest car on track right now looks like Harvick
running up and down
for the fastest lap.
It's a pitch.
Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Well, that's a lot of the problem too. Is if I were to start doing that, I really don't have any place I could put them. I don't have it, you know. I'd have to almost put up a shelf somewhere to display them.
Progressive.com/careers and by Novartis. 29 laps into the race, and we saw how Bubba Wallace looked to be holding up the 12. Well, the 12 said it's time.
So gave him a little shot there, and I think Bubba just gave him room into one.
Was made.
No, you gave him another shot into one.
Got aggressive with him down there, and both.
You had to just let him know, hey, I'm going by you.
We'll watch Bubba here down in turns 3 and 4.
That's true. Bubba's got every right to.
Little contact there, but Bubba didn't really make it too difficult on him. Could have early in the race though. Then Bubba lost another spot to the 41 of Priest, so Bubba's struggling just a little bit here as we get further into this run.
Blaney up to 8th.
Clear traffic and trying to
Again, they're doing what they need to do. The problem is Truex and Hamlin are up there lead the thing. So there's only 1 point between Hamlin and Blaney though, so I need that 24 to struggle a little bit. Like if we can get the 24 to struggle a little bit, we might be able to take advantage of that. It's only 1 point between us and Hamlin.
This stage, Martin Truex Jr. is going to lap a good ways into the group here.
What up, Bumble? I know it's a long race, so we still got over 467 laps to go. So.
This morning, Steve, he said, "I've never made more changes though to a car that was on the pole than I did this morning. Our long run speed was terrible. Have you ever been in that situation with Jeff Gordon or Dale Jr., Steve, where you had a great short
I know it's a tall order coming into the day because I know we got to go against two guys who have actually won here before multiple times. So I know we're facing an uphill battle. That's why I'm wondering if it gets to a point situation like this. It's still close between us and Hamlin. It's only 1 point, so all I need is that 24 to have some issues. At least put it this way, I'm still going to call you Shadow even though you're under the different account. Hamel, that's Shadow, that's Dragon. He had to do an alternate account, but if Byron falls out, at least it's between our drivers, Hamlin and Blaney. I'd rather it be between that than have us have to race Byron, you know?
The two right there around the cut line, separated by 7 points. Byron in front of Hamlin.
Jeff, you and I have had this debate, right? Long run versus short run. But you know my favorite quote, in every single long run, there is a short run. So I appreciate James making some adjustments, but I want to make sure that that car fires off.
Well, exactly, because, Steve, there's a lot of races here that end with a rash of short runs. If you don't have takeoff speed,
so you got two guys. Okay, that's fair enough then. But you know me, I'm going to be rooting for Blaney, so I guess in your case, if I had to, I'd rather it be Hamlin and Blaney than Truex, but
the gap used to be 1.6 seconds. It's all the way down to 0.4 seconds.
I could say of the three, I'd rather it be between Hamlin and Blaney than have Byron. So that way, at least one of your guys, which is the one I've seen you most root for, and myself with Blaney. So
behind him is Briscoe. They're kind of spread out a little bit, so they can take their time a little bit. Pressure's not high to make these passes.
And
Truex is opening up his corner just a little bit. We were hoping this tire would maybe go out in this track out a little bit. We're seeing some drivers move up on entry to be able to...
Larson kind of surprised me. I had him out in round of 2 because he didn't seem as strong during the regular season. He had that decent spring where he won Martinsville and Richmond and the All-Star race, and then he just kind of teetered off.
Since the start of this race, they have anticipated this moment of the 19 into the traffic.
It's true for the race win, Bumble, but we're still talking. I'm talking Championship 4 race here. Briscoe was leading here late last year too, when he got passed by Bell. So.
But also his ability to get through traffic and to catch and make passes in traffic. And as you alluded to, Rick, he cut almost a second out of that deficit to Martin Truex Jr. as they navigate through this traffic. So the 11 coming online here at lap 42 as they're in heavy traffic.
Junior, you brought up a great point. If you're the
quickest this time by was Truex of the top 10.
Do not want to go a lap down. The difference, though, is once Martin goes by him, they will let Denny by because they don't want to race Denny as hard because it's not as big a deal because they're already that lap down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're a lap down, so you're trying to get the free pass if the caution should come out. So you definitely want to keep the cars in front of you that are also getting lapped within distance. But what also happens, Rick, is all of these cars in front of Martin start racing each other harder.
He definitely is looking good here early. Blaney on Larson. Tell you what, though, that 12 car, as this run goes on, got some speed. I'm looking at the lap times, though. Truex and Hamlin are quicker, but...
Set his sights on the 5, and Blaney's looking very strong already. He's running in the 8th position, and he's closed the gap on Kyle Larson.
For this day to be successful for Blaney, he needs to continue to drive through this field in this first stage. He needs top 5 stage points. Both the cars that are trying
Blaney needs as many points as he can get here with Truex and Hamlin running where they are.
Blaney doing all he can, 45 laps into this, but it's kind of tough when Martin Truex...
Yeah, Bumble, you came in late. I said if Blaney does make it, I will wear my shirt next week. You know I'm going to be rooting for him next week if he makes it. But I'm so nervous. I'm kind of like Roots during his recent NASCAR 15 video. I'm nervous right now because I know what we're against. I know Hamlin and Truex's track records at Martinsville, so I know what we're up against. But as we've seen this year, and really even last year, anything can happen. I think last year's race right here proved that anything can happen.
Never backing down, pushing boundaries, and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
I feel like Michael needs to write for a soap opera. The twists and turns that his intros go through. right for a daytime soap opera. Actually start the physical as the wheel turns series.
Digital tools so impressive, Roval 400 fans just can't stop banking.
You're lucky. Watching live sports never used to be this easy. Running up and down that field looks tough. It's a pitch.
Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Nope, lead change. Now, let's see what I'm curious what the points will show now that Hamlin is leading over Truex.
Martin Truex Jr. ended up in the high line, and Denny dives down below.
Yeah, Truex is having some troubles with his car, locking up the left front. That usually means the car's getting a little bit tight on him. As more rubber gets laid down on this
Ty, I think, cut him a break too to let him stay second.
Everybody's starting to move around on this racetrack, looking for how to get their cars to rotate. And we're also seeing
Well, no, Ryan was still 7 behind. I think it was 8 behind Byron. So he still needs the points on Byron. Which right now with Byron outside the top 10 is perfect. Yeah, he's only 5 back of Byron right now, so it's possible.
It gets glued to the racetrack.
It's possible for him to get in there.
It just continues to build on itself. Ty Gibbs, you saw right there, he's running the second lane. Went all the way around it. I'm sorry, that was Christopher Bell. Went all the way around it, running the second lane. When you hit it, it's like your car is on ice. It just immediately just chatters across it.
What I want to see this stage go green, because I think Blaney's good enough on the long run that I think he can gain a couple of positions to close that point gap. Then in that case, hey, I'm okay with Danny winning the race. I'm okay if Danny wins as long as we get the points to leapfrog Byron.
Creating another obstacle for the drivers. I dig it.
Oh, I love it. This is what it should be, right? If you don't have challenges like this and you don't have cars that go away on the long run, this really becomes purely a track position race. You start calling it, as crazy as it sounds, like a repave. You know, save gas, save tires. That's not short track racing we want to see. This obstacle now of the rubber going on the racetrack is giving drivers a fit. It's going to give crew chiefs a fit, and then now we're going to have good and poor handling race cars.
We saw the 16
I know.
trying not to go
At one point, he had one of the faster laps too.
He did get past, so now there are still 30 cars on the lead.
I kind of wanted to save it because it's the pick I'm gonna make for fantasy. But if Blaney doesn't make it in,
take a look at the progressive telemetry as we ride along with Kevin Harvick.
So
down
shifting,
into third gear.
Yeah, shifting here at Martinsville, we won't see high gear. Fifth gear not used, the way this next-gen car is designed and the gearing put in it. So you see them up to 4, which is what high gear will be here at Martinsville, down to third gear. Really, every lap we're going to see shifting.
And you can see the challenge of passing. Right, he's right behind his teammate.
Hang on a second.
Chase Briscoe. Chase up the racetrack a little bit, but nowhere near enough room for Harvick to drive into. You almost have Chase has got to make a mistake. Or right there, you can throttle up before he can and drive underneath him. It is a very difficult pass. It's always been. This racetrack is a real test, and they got to do it all day.
How hard is this track as far as physically on a driver? We just saw, or when riding along with Harvick, he's shifting every corner, but then he was flipping switches there too while he was on the straightaway.
I'll tell you the worst part, and the most physical part about racing here is braking. And whatever leg, you know, your left leg, your foot as well, you'll almost walk with a limp.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Here today because of mashing the brake pedal repeatedly so many times in a row, and also how that pedal goes to the ball of your foot.
I'm really debating between Larson and Bell.
Your foot, and so it's really, really painful.
If I'm being honest, Chad, I'm debating between Larson and Bell. I don't know who I actually want to say for Phoenix. Before Homestead, I would have said Larson, but I'm debating between Larson and Bell.
Rodney Childers, we talk about the veteran that is Kevin Harvick. He said to me, you know, when you look at the 14 of Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, and the 41, Eric Almirola, they all run the same setup. He said, Kevin, we run an entirely different setup. And Steve, I think that's something interesting for fans out there to realize. When you have a veteran driver who knows that feel, even in a next-gen car, how many races he's been here, he has a setup that's entirely different than them, and yet here they are both running 4th and 5th, nose to tail. Sometimes you just got to trust that driver's feedback when he has that much experience.
Well, and that's something, Parker, that short tracks really kind of, I think, will allow a crew chief to lean. When you go to a high-speed racetrack, engineering is going to dominate. I'm sorry, Dale, Jeff, you may like the car to feel this way or that way, but I'm going to put the car in the best aerodynamic position. I'm going to put the car tires in the best location for the most grip, and you kind of almost have to drive around it. Jeff, as much as you don't want to hear this, you got to drive it a certain way, but here at Martinsville, there are a few things I perhaps have to do the way the track's designed, but there's a lot of things
We're halfway through stage 1.
It more for the driver.
Again, not going to probably see pit stops till the end of stage 1.
drivers all drive differently. You know, it's not like we're computers and you just drive it a certain way. Everybody feels the car differently. Everybody likes
Unfortunately for me, if Blaney does make the Final Four, I actually can't pick him in fantasy because I had him for Vega when he won. So
all the cars doesn't always work. Marty, what do you have on
I can't take him for the Championship 4 race.
With 6 wins to Martinsville here in the season.
But obviously, if he makes it, I'll be rooting for him.
As well. So a lot of people had William Byron penciled into the Championship 4, but the team did not qualify well, 16th, and they have not run well so far, just up 2 spots to 14th. I think it bears reminding everyone, Jeff, that Kevin Harvick came into this race 3 years ago plus 42 above the cut line, did not advance to the Championship 4 simply on speed. So that bears the question, should William Byron feel comfortable with that plus 30 margin above the cut line? He's already lost a lot so far early on.
You can't feel comfortable with anything in Martinsville. He came in with a big lead, but if he does not get stage points here,
yeah, and Blaney does.
First, Truex running second. That's a lot of points that those guys could get. Blaney, he's running 7th with a fast car. Maybe he's going to even go further up. That, to me, puts William Byron in a difficult situation. He only got 1 stage point here in April, and he finished 23rd. So, not great speed today, not great.
Yeah, I kind of understand.
They're going to have to find a way to get better.
Byron running 14th up front.
Granted, I've never had that situation.
You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs.
Because in my case, the 2 legends that I liked were Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, and you know, Mark had the where he came back, and then so it never really was a true successor to Mark Martin. Same thing with really Ricky Rudd. So I never truly had that, but you can see, especially with people, how hard it is for them with. Especially Gordon and Johnson are the 2 big ones. Granted, yes, Jimmy came back and ran partial. He was run partial, so.
All the parts you need at the prices you want. Guaranteed to fit every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive.
Wow. This new Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear is so soft and so smooth. I'm starting to get tearied away. Ah, thank you, Mr. Smooth Bear.
Designed with smooth tear edges, new Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy perforations that tear so much better for a smooth, more enjoyable go.
Mom, you okay in there?
I'm terrific.
Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts. Retired NFL smart guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Break it down for us.
Just place your bet, and the bonus bets instantly appear in your account. Like magic. Like Fitz magic.
That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
This week, go for 2. Bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, a no-sweat same-game parlay every single day. The crown is yours.
NASCAR Drive, that's your live race day companion. Follow your favorite drivers with access to their in-car cameras. You can even choose some alternate camera angles. All you have to do, visit NASCAR.com/drive, or you can download the NASCAR mobile app. So 2 drivers above the cut line. That would be the 11 and 24. Denny Hamlin and William Byron. Denny Hamlin
So we need to get, I think, a couple more positions. I like where we're sitting in the top 10 to get stage points here, but.
William Byron. So those 4 drivers.
Ooh, he's at Bell too. That's another point.
Where William Byron is running and why that's hurting so much. He's 14th, right? So Hamlin's
That's another point.
Truex is second.
Need that.
Blaney 7th, right? So everyone in that points battle is right inside that top 10, either leading or scoring points. But all the way down in 14th is William Byron with 52 laps.
Yeah, Byron and Reddick, I think Reddick is pretty much, I think, going to be in a must-win after this first stage.
Well, look right here. You can see it all on the screen. The top 7. Now that the 11's past the 43, he's driving away, but the rest of the 2nd through 7th place, all right here.
Tied up the hill there.
Lots of spots available. Truex doesn't want to lose any. And at the backside of this is the 12 of Blaney trying to get through all of this as we close in on the end of the stage.
Starting to see a few drivers.
There's Ty trying to use the second lane to get around Martin.
Traffic, they'll run that higher line here.
Yeah, I think this car right here, the 12, look, he's
on the move. He knows what's on the line here.
Got to do whatever it takes to take.
It's gonna be another point.
You cannot wrestle and race with this 20 car and allow these guys in front of you that are spots and positions to get away.
He's trying.
Blaney trying to take that 6th spot.
Definitely on the move. He started 12th, so, or started 11th, so up to P6 now. So loving it.
Blaney tries to go after the 4 car of Harvick in front of him.
Now it's only 2 points right now.
I like get that slide in the rubber real bad. Sometimes I slide loose, sometimes I slide tight.
Oh, X or Axe. If you prefer me to call you Axe.
And Adam Stevens is not going to fix that problem. Like, he is not going to make a change to the car to make it ride over the rubber better. What Christopher's got to do is figure out where he needs to put the car so he doesn't have to run through the rubber, or so that he's running through it and going straight on corner.
I would almost agree with that. I think Bowman's had the bigger shadow on him.
There is nothing Steve can do.
Because Byron's at least had a couple of successful seasons where he's won multiple times. Bowman had really the one good year, 2021. I think Bowman honestly needs to have another year like that. He needs another good. He needs another really great. He needs a dynamite year to break out of the shadow, so to say.
Give you a few laps. We still have 46 to go. Do a little test, a little experiment, and see if any of those work for you.
Yeah, he needs to come back strong next year.
All right, there are a couple drivers in these playoffs that are struggling right
What's interesting to me is Blaney is actually not the quickest car, but he's passing.
Kim, what are they saying on the radio?
Well, Tyler Reddick has been silent on the radio, but to your point, he's running 17th. Really hasn't made much headway after starting 19th, and this is exactly what crew chief Billy Scott was worried about. The fact that if this stage goes green, it does not present strategy opportunities for them to make up ground on track position. So they're going to have to flip a switch if it does stay green. And
I hate to say it, Bumble, but you're not going to take the race car driver. You're not going to take the racer out of the race car driver. I mean, you may be able to limit what they do off out of NASCAR, but yeah, Buscher's young. Buscher's 2 years younger than I am, so it's an October birthday, though.
His car is hard to turn the corners, but that's been getting better. It's freeing up a little bit. The big problem hasn't passed anybody.
Yeah, running back.
Yeah, Reddick is pretty much going to be a must-win after this stage. Buscher, we knew going into the day was going to be.
Buscher's not in a point situation. He has to win this race.
Well, the prevalent rumor is that it's going to be Gragson. Although there's nothing officially announced yet, the prevalent rumor is that it's going to be Gragson, which seems odd to me because Ford was the one that put the kibosh on Tony trying to pick up Larson. So it seems odd to me that Ford would agree to that. Unless they feel like, okay, they lost with Larson, so they figure, okay, we're going to back the next one you say, Tony.
Several drivers found it to work well, and then others started copying it. We see that every week, Junior. We see
That's the only oddity I see is, why would they, oh, Blaney's on the move, though. This is going to be a big stage one for Blaney if he can hang on where he's at. He may be able to get Harvick and Briscoe, though, before the end of the stage.
These last few laps are going to just drop off a cliff. The balance is just going to go away. 90 laps on the first set of tires always is a lot to ask at Martinsville. The track's a little green. It's going to put down some rubber, and rubber's coming off your tires, and you're going to be.
I'm a roller around Byron. They both got around Chastain. Oh no, it was Buscher.
These two have been battling for much of this stage.
Had created a new account.
That's a great example right there of the 10.
Yeah, I know. I'm keeping an eye crazy. That's why this is a different account.
Watch him slide and not be able to exit the corner.
I got backup if they take it down anyway, so.
Make some headway. Maybe he tries that line himself in a few laps as this 10 gets.
Honestly, I'm on the side of Creed. Epic.
He's gonna go up there now. He's like, I can't keep losing.
I just don't know why NASCAR won't just straight embrace streaming. You know, this is where I think the audience is. They're going to embrace it. This is what they should do, is just go and do this. This is where the audience is.
In that 15th position right now. NASCAR is 75 years old, and this
It's a heck of a finish, though.
older ever since there was a NASCAR. They have been racing right here at Martinsville Speedway. And Steve mentioned it earlier, it's almost like a bar fight. At the end of this race, you better be strapped in.
The Busch Light Clash is coming back to the Coliseum.
Like I said, there's things you can do, little things you can do, but at the same time, it still picks up it can still take it down, which I do have a backup. I have, you look at my username on, not the full username, like the Day 500 name on Kick, I have the Kick account, I have my Discord, which I use if I have to.
Now what? You say it when it feels like you're starting
Exactly.
too late. At Prudential, we think you should ask it when you realize it's not too late to start. Like when
Honestly, they should do something like you had. The problem is NASCAR would need a straight deal, because right now with the current television deal they have, they're split between two networks, between Fox and NBC.
Your rock. Talk to an advisor and build a more
And it's too lucrative a deal that they're not willing to switch off the networks.
And whether it's a pick six or a game-winning Hail Mary, the only guarantee this season is that anything can happen.
That's the problem. They'd have to find a platform that would get them the same kind of deal that they would get out of the network contract. That's the only reason why they haven't done it.
More rewards than ever before.
I watched my first race just.
Like I said, I would love to see them do it.
You're on the team, kid.
Because honestly, all you would need as a fan is to pay for that and an internet access. That's it. As opposed to having this particular TV package or this particular TV package and being screwed if there's a disagreement between the package and a provider. As long as you have an internet connection and that streaming app, you'd be set. And honestly, that I think honestly alone would drive up viewership.
Bubba Wallace is debuting the Xfinity selfie car. The paint scheme has 65 Xfinity rewards.
Like I said, I've got backups yet, so.
Car, providing customers the chance to imagine themselves on the track during the race. Xfinity Rewards, it's free and easy to join, with rewards starting from day one, and they'll just keep on coming. Xfinity drivers and customers scan the QR code and explore your rewards today.
Yeah, go ahead and post the Discord link. You know what? I'll put the link in here.
Danny Hamlin continuing to try to lap
But that's the Discord for backup. Let me see too if my Kick account is working. Because if it's working, I can also jump back over there. If I might pop it up there if need be too. And I want to make sure this is working.
About a wreck right there. Oh, it is going to be a wreck.
Oh, there they go.
The 48 goes around and the caution will come out.
Right in front of the leaders.
Called it, Junior. Alex Bowman in the 48 was getting roughed up, and there was no give.
It started off turn 4. That wreck was a half a lap in the making.
Well, here's the question.
And so, Corey LaJoie,
Here it is.
a lap down.
Authenticator app. Looking for the authenticator.
When the caution comes out, the highest scored lap down car that's not in the caution or didn't cause the caution will get.
Okay, so
And it happens right in front of Denny Hamlin. I'm sure that
I do have
just a
my
little bit,
Kick as a
get him to get through
backup,
that.
which this is the Kick
everybody
account.
else, I mean, you know, all the leaders are right there within proximity.
Yeah, all three
of
got
the
through.
car.
Truex, Hamlin, and Blaney all got through.
Everybody comes for tires.
I mean, I think you have to. If you only had 30 or 40 laps in your tires, maybe you can stay out. But with over 100, I think everyone's
So
going to be looking
this,
for that road. Let's see right here. The
you get the Discord. I may even do this. So that's Kick. If you need it for a bat.
So he
What
tried to
happened
get back
here?
down in front of the 48, and the 48's getting a lot of help. The 3, 48,
Oh, yeah.
in into the back of this 21.
Dylan got in the back of Bowman, and then
I don't
just
know if the
they all
21's
stacked
loose
up.
right there, but there's contact, and both cars sort of get behind on the steering.
Yeah, Kyle Busch right in the middle of that too. I think he just got lapped.
Makes contact.
He just got
looks like
lapped.
the 21's a little loose.
Close to it.
And that, as he gets sideways, it brings him down into the door of the 48.
3 was there, got into the back of.
And we should see a round of pit
couldn't get him
stops.
straight back out again.
I don't know. Just all came together with the leaders right in front of, with the leaders right behind him.
And pit stops take place, Dave.
11 to 6 for Ryan Blaney on that run.
Yeah, good run for Blaney here in this opening run. Just have a smooth stop and get out.
One tight center, 1.5 loose off. He doesn't want to be any tighter, though. He said lateral sliding is the biggest problem for fresh Goodyear tires. Sunoco fuel, Parker.
And for the leader, Denny Hamlin, he said
Into
just
his stall now. Hamlin out.
tires for him, Marty.
Can't see if Bell left already. I think he left already. Hamlin left already.
On the longer run. Now it's up to the pit crew. 2 new pit crew members, a rear tire changer, a jack.
Ooh, it's going to be close off. I think Harvick's going to get... No, Briscoe's going to get second.
Comes out second, Rick, but a nice solid stop for the 19.
Yeah, the top 2 are holding their spot.
Hamlin.
Hamlin and Truex. And the free pass goes to the 99 of Daniel Suarez. So coming off turn 2, a little chaos brings out caution number 1.
That's weird the way the 21 turned sideways. It's almost like it didn't look like he got hit, but it's almost as if it was leaning on the tire and the tire was low.
Pushing boundaries and giving
That's weird because the way the car went was already sideways off that corner. It's like either you almost went to get the gas and it went sideways, or
the official tire of NASCAR.
that was weird. It's almost as if you could see it was sideways.
So impressive. Roval 400 fans just can't stop banking.
You're new to the team, huh? Yeah, just got into racing. Well, now you need a company car. Will this work? Yeah.
What? Be part of something greater.
So yeah, I do have Kick as a backup if we need it. I've got Kick and my Discord as backup, so
no mask, no hose, just sleep.
both as backups if we need them. I'm hoping I shouldn't have to use them, but I have them as backups if I need them.
Save on good and gather groceries and all the fall flavors. And when quality ingredients bring more to the table. When you get low prices on the latest trends. When rewards.
And so far it's been good though, so I can't sit here and.
And when you're serving up taste they love at low prices, that's totally Target.
So if AI is the Wild West, well, who's the sheriff around here?
You're lucky. Watching live sports never used to be this easy. Running up and down that field looks tough.
We got it.
Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Truth be told, they could ban you no matter what you do. But what I try to do myself is, you don't want to title at the race. Never title at the race. You do everything you can to try to keep it, to try to limit it as much as you can from them being able to find it. They can still take it down, but you got to try to do your best that you can, so you don't want to do the obvious things. I do have an Xbox One, Salvador, but I spend most of my time on PC. As of recently, I spend more time on PC than I do on the console. So
I've now learned, since I'm not a driver anymore, that this happens at all racetracks, asphalt and concrete. But you see it so well on the concrete tracks how under caution the hot tires before they come to pit road and these cold tires pick up all of the rubber being laid down on the track.
So the only thing
that makes Martinsville very tough because the track's cycle.
I've done it before.
Between loose, tight, loose.
Long time ago, I did it.
On the track, they'll want to continue to avoid. Another thing that happens,
I've been in Roots' stuff before for Heat 5 too, but it's just a shit show when you're on there though.
So now we're back to 34 cars in the lead lap. So all of that work by the leaders to lap cars all out the window.
Rock collecting, yeah.
Car,
I'm almost beginning if I should list it as another game, though, than what I do, but I normally try to go for like an older NASCAR game. Alright. We need to... I'm worried about starting on the outside, though, but I'm glad that Blaney is where he is at the moment. I'm hoping we can stay here at the end of the stage. Gotta go. Gotta go. Come on, clear him. Can you clear? Yes, got him. That's why I just wanted to see him get low. I'll take second to the stage to Hamlin. Just wanted to get low on the racetrack. Doing what we have to do with Byron outside the stage points at the moment. And that's 3 wide back there. Logano, no, that's Harvick. Logano, Harvick, and Larson. I can't believe they're making 3 wide work back there. They made it work somehow.
3 wide rarely works at Martinsville. They worked it out.
I actually do play Minecraft, though. I'm not going to deny that. I actually have my own realm on Minecraft at the moment. Which several buddies of mine that are on the Discord that I have, we have our own little world we're building up in there.
You hear him on the radio. Points. He knows.
Well, considering Hamlin, Blaney, and Truex are running 1, 2, 3 right now.
They're imploring him to get himself into the top 10. Go after these stage points.
They're forced to, because Hamlin, Blaney, Truex, all those guys have a good day.
Guess what? Knock, knock. Who's here? Knock, knock.
It seems to be when everyone needs a good day, they seem to find it. So much entertainment.
Competition's not going to make it easy on you.
Here he comes. I'm telling you.
I cannot tell you how
I'm looking more and more confident as this race goes on.
Stepped it up. I mean, we coming to the playoffs, very few people thought that they had the speed to work themselves through, but they have done a great job.
I mean, I'm amazed at what I've seen out of this group the last week and so far today. You know, these last 2 weeks, that team has overall just stepped up.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
I don't think he'll turn. He won't turn him, Zach. Blaney's not that kind of guy that would turn somebody, though.
Turn their season back around, and they've been really good throughout the playoffs.
Now, is he going to race maybe Denny a little bit differently after last week? And maybe. He may run him a little rougher, but I don't think he's going to turn him. It depends on how close it comes down at the end of the race. Right now, both are in. As they run, both are in.
Junior, you shared some numbers at the beginning that I think they bear repeating. Ryan Blaney, best average finish of active drivers here at Martinsville, 9.5.
When you have auto glass damage, trust SafeLight. My customer really relies.
Really, NBC? Really? That's a fail. That's a fail. That is an absolute fail right there.
Really coming. How he is doing it is rolling the center better. Very similar to what you watch. How he is doing it is
I was just gonna say, Bumble, and everybody says Fox is worse than NBC. I thought for a second we were gonna miss the stage. I was like, what? I'm sorry. There's no positive to me to NBC. I prefer Fox to NBC. I mean, obviously, I'll sit here and watch it on NBC because that's what is taking the race. But give me Fox over NBC.
How much can they absorb while they're out here trying to race, trying to drive a car to its perfection?
And what I heard, or believe I heard in that little communication there, was they apparently have been watching what Ryan was doing in practice, studying that last night, so that he could reference it today. Hey, he's doing
I think I'm keeping a camera on this, though, considering what just happened.
So that's a new thing.
Possible payback, maybe?
Years ago. Drivers having that information, crew chiefs and drivers now spending the evening going over what some of the faster cars
Maybe Burton feels like Bowman may have run him over.
That studying is paying off, and right here, the 21 and the 48, both
is there a little message set here?
that are 1 lap down.
Yeah, there might have been a little message sent there. There might have been a little message sent there between the two of them.
Definitely shortened between these two. They know what's on the line. We're 6 laps away from a yellow where the free pass will be awarded to one of these 2 cars.
And does the driver, the 21, Harrison Burton, does he feel slighted that he was involved in an accident not of his doing, and maybe feels like the 48 is the one who delivered that to him?
Well, we talk about aggression and when do you turn it up. It's different for everybody, but right now, if you're the 21, now's the time, because you do not want to finish stage 1 a lap down.
Oh yeah, I think that would be a...
21 can be as important as anything else that happens today.
The other thing that's very important, William Byron right now is outside the top 10, which means no stage points at the end of this stage if he doesn't break into that top 10. And William Byron coming in was the one with the most points above the cut line, but as they're running, you see William Byron is below the cut line and out of that possible championship 4.
What's going to disappoint these two is at the top of the screen, the 11 of Denny Hamlin has gotten to the back of BJ McLeod, stayed out on old tires, took the free power, excuse me, the wave around. So now as the 11 laps the 78,
78's now the lucky dog.
They may not quite realize it yet, but they're no longer racing for the free pass.
Yeah, that's a great information that needs to come from the spotter.
Tell you what, as a Blaney fan,
you may be mad, you may be angry, but
as much as I would like the stage win over Hamlin here, I'll take P2 at the moment. I'll take P2 in those stage points, especially with Byron outside the top 10.
Denny Hamlin's so strong. One more lap here in stage 1. And it's been 3,000.
I just want to know if we can continue to keep doing this throughout the day.
Last of his 5 wins here. That's 8 years and 7 months that the drought has been for Denny Hamlin as far as a win, but he's doing everything he can here in stage 1 as he's going to grab the most playoff points.
Hamlin wins stage 1, Blaney second, Truex third,
his 8th stage win already.
and Bell, Gibbs, Briscoe, Kozlowski, Bell, and Gibbs, Priest, Logano, and Harvick.
8 to Martin Truex Jr., Briscoe, Keselowski, Bell, Gibbs, Priest, Logano, and Harvick all gaining points. That means Byron finishing 12th in that stage does not get any stage points. Denny Hamlin.
Well, stage 1 is down. I think at this point we could pretty much list Buescher we knew going in was a must-win, but Reddick is now a must-win. Reddick is now a must-win, and Truex is very close to must-win. Even with getting the stage points here, because Blaney and Hamlin, you kind of have him on points right now, finished ahead of him.
Banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
All right, who's going
There's
to
another
deliver
guy
the
streaming?
toys to the kids?
Well, it must be Rowdy that's streaming.
No. Sarah, you do it. Really? Yeah.
Who I know Rowdy from a fictional NR league, actually.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a
He actually started out as a viewer of mine, apparently, so
What's in your wallet?
before he started doing his own, so.
This is the GMC Sierra, available with the V8 engine, the Super Cruise hands-free driving experience.
It might be, because I'm not doing, mine is not directly off the television. I'm actually off of, I'm actually watching off of the NBCSports.com is how I'm watching. That's why the ads are different on the site versus watching it off of television.
Like Fitz magic. That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
This week, go for 2. Bet $5 to get 200 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, a no-sweat same-game parlay every single day. The crown is yours.
Uh-oh. Oh, what would show it on there?
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR is brought to you by Marathon, proud to fuel drivers and their co-pilots. Pods, save up to 25% at pods.com during Pods holiday sale. And by Xfinity Mobile. Switch to one of the fastest growing mobile services. Visit xfinitymobile.com today. Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Chevy's created a special pink Camaro ZL1 pace car to show its support for the cause. For every lap run under caution with a pink pace car during October, Chevrolet will donate $350 to the American Cancer Society. Go to ChevyCares.com to learn more. Pit stop's about to be underway after stage 1 is complete.
The question is who pits. I think the leaders have to stay out, but split decision. I would expect William Byron to come to pit road. There he is, second car in line.
Split decisions because of the
on a different plan than Blaney and the cars that he just hasn't been able to keep up with yet in the race so far.
Dave.
Chris Buescher took 2 right side tires
obviously
last
Buescher
time. Really didn't help him. He gives up 17 years for a car that's tight in the center. He'll take 4 this time, Kim.
And for Kyle Larson, kudos given by crew chief Cliff Daniels on his use of different
Dan
lines.
Larson and Bell. Pretty much doesn't matter where they run today because they're going to be racing next week for the title. But
stage points for William Byron. Beauty Fugel agreeing with Steve, thinking they've got to do something different here. You saw the right side tire change. Byron said it was a little bit better at the expense of the right rear on exit. Still too tight in the center.
we know Buescher and
So again, a lot of the field
we know Buescher and
keeping that track position. We'll have restart.
Reddick are pretty much must win now. Still got one more stage points to hand out, stage 2. But I think pretty much at this point, those 2 are must win. Truex is very close.
You say it when things get out of hand.
Truex needs
We think you should say it when you hand down something
streamer playoffs will be eliminated today. I like that. That's funny.
Ask, now what?
Truex needs stage points, but he's still going to need a little help. I noticed the points he was like 20 out still, even with finishing 3rd in the stage.
Your rock. Ask your employer about Prudential benefits or speak to an advisor today.
Garbage time. That phrase never sounded quite right, because no part of football is meaningless. So while some folks see garbage, FanDuel sees treasure. We see spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle. So don't just watch football this season, cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
You are not related. There's no ancestry connecting you. But look how similar you are. You work at it. You keep going.
Truex was ready to see a point leader.
You may not be brothers.
You got to remember the points. The points that Truex got, the bonus points he got for winning that regular season title, is the only reason why he's still in this, despite how rough a playoff he's had.
With Boost Infinite,
Wouldn't be any different if he was the point leader without the playoff system and had a couple of bad races. You know? Only this, it hurts you a little bit more. It hurts you more under this system than the old full point system. So.
You don't have to be in the race to be in the race. Introducing the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
Exactly.
Finalists will win a trip for 2 to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at the Phoenix
And that's,
Raceway.
again,
Grand prize winner taking home
the difference being, and the reason why, if somebody asked me which system would you rather have, personally, I'd rather see the system we have now because it makes you step up. You cannot have a bad race under this format. The old system, you could peter out the last 3 races for a championship and still clinch the title with a race to go. This, you actually have to go to the final race, and you have to race for it. The only issue is the fact that if something happens that's out of your control, that's what's debatable. You know, if it's something that's out of your control that takes you out of it, you know.
Next weekend in Phoenix. Already 2
So Reddick and Buescher pretty much are in must-wins. Mathematically. The last spot right now, with Hamlin leading, is a battle between Blaney and Byron. Truex is still in it, but he's a good chunk of points behind the cut line. We'll see when it updates when we go back green here, because they'll bring it up Yeah, it's right now it's 20 points for Truex out, and 13 with between Blaney and Byron.
Another great start for Hamlin.
Blaney, I know, has got to run here rough to get into second. There he goes. Make sure he gets clear, gets to the bottom.
Clear that 19 and hold on to second.
Ty's going to stay out there on the top. Gradually, we'll see. As the race goes on, I notice more and more people will try that top lane, even though you want the outside. More and more guys will try that outside on the restart. See if they can gain a little bit when the inside bottlenecks, which is exactly basically what Junior's saying there. Oh, I've had Fox, when I've done the Fox half of the season and done their streams, I've been knocked down for that, so. Byron losing spots. That's the car that's got to go right now.
These restarts here, they're so difficult. You have to be so aggressive. You see an opening, you have to be willing to take it.
See, Byron's back there. There's Reddick and Buescher, all three of them. The other guy that I noticed that is going to have to probably end up being in a must-win if he doesn't get going is Truex. I know he's third in the running order, but he's still, even though running third, he's 20 points out. So,
at this moment, from this view, able to move forward, able to take advantage of that with the cars in front of him.
But again, not going to say anything yet, because as we saw last year, it literally came down to the last lap last year. Last lap, last corner last year. Who made it, so.
For William Byron, Steve, when I talked to his crew chief, Rudy Fugel, this morning, he said he viewed today as a heads-up battle between the 2014 and Ryan Blaney. Well, in stage one, that did not work out for Byron. 9 stage points for the 12 team, 0 for William Byron. So almost like a head coach in a game, in the NFL game, Steve. Are you making in-game adjustments and changing the strategy as you go along for William Byron here? Because what they're doing right now is not working.
They're gonna have to try something, because yeah, because right now that car is not handling good. He has not gained any positions from where he started. So I was smart in fantasy to not take Byron today, like I was possibly planning on, because I know stage point wise, that's what I needed today was stage points. Possibly lock my fantasy title today, but right now it's kind of hard to do with Hamlin leading the race, who the guy I'm racing for it took, and I took Gibbs today because it's the only driver I could really take. Could take Blaney, could take Hamlin, could take Truex, so.
William Byron still mired back in 21st.
The other thing that happens is that when you come in and you feel like you're safe and then you recognize that you're not, it's an instant rush of anxiety. It's an instant reality check. Okay, we are not going to be safe. We are going to have to be better than we are. And
this is a team that's won the most races this year. Most races this year, they were a contender for the regular season title, even though Truex took that.
This is what our goal is. We're going to go make it happen.
Well, you definitely want to steady the ship. The other thing you have to keep in mind is he's currently out with Hamlin leading. It would be the same with Truex leading. And I think that's a real scenario they have to be concerned about. But you can't panic yourself right into a big issue. Kim.
And for Tyler Reddick, the only way they were going to stay out that last caution is if they could get a top 5. Well, too many cars stayed out for them to take that strategy gamble. So they came down, put 4 fresh Goodyear tires on that car, made adjustments to Tyler.
There's some guys that need to step up right now. Reddick, obviously Byron we talked about, but Reddick's the other one. No stage points for Reddick either in that first stage. Well, there were some brackets that were broken after Busch failed to make it, honestly. I think Kyle Busch not making it was the first big bracket breaker. Could have been Harvick too, but I think Busch was really the bigger bracket breaker.
Well, panic is a set of stages, and the first one's frustration.
Well, right now where Byron is running, and the fact that Hamlin has the stage points, I think it would be the same even if it was Hamlin not leading. I think Byron's out right now unless he picks it up.
We've mentioned the 45.
Oh, the 45's almost around. Rick, sorry.
That's close.
Yeah. He slid all the way through turns 3 and 4, trying to get around the 5 of Larson. Larson's fading back. And now
Oh, Chastain just put the bumper to him, and is he almost 3? And that hurt Byron. Gonna lose more spots.
Stuck on the outside, both the 45
and Reddick is so loose right now. He's just holding up the cars that are there. I think Chastain just kind of put the bumper to him to get him out of the way.
But it seems like it takes several corners for the tire.
Reddick is definitely backing up there. Wow. Look at that slide. Damn.
Like that was about to happen again. He gets down in the corner, gets loose, gets up into the 5.
Nice save, Reddick. That was a great save. That thing should have been spun.
And then down in the next
That's a heck of a save. Busher and Byron, Busher and Bubba. Little wheel battle.
Into the curb and shot him up into the 23.
And these guys have tried to sort it out, and the 24 is better than the 45. Has gotten back around him, but they have stacked the field up behind them. It was getting exceptionally aggressive.
But right now they're back, and yeah, Reddick definitely angered those tires because he is losing spots fast.
No, he's not. Now there's an additional problem. He just reported the water temp is getting too hot, so he said he's going to start sticking his nose out to cool it off, get some of that.
I think what it is that slide he did with the tires. You can't slide these tires, and that car is just not gripping now. Clearly. Clearly not gripping now, especially on corner exit.
You know, keep the track position that they have, which isn't great, but the leader's coming. Leader will be here soon.
What's going to heat up more, the engine or the temper of the driver right now for the 45?
See, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with running second to Hamlin as long as we have the points on Byron. I'm okay with running as much as I would love Blaney to win to guarantee the shot. I'm okay with running second to Hamlin as long as we have the points to make it.
Get out of hand. At Prudential, we think you should say it when you hand down something valuable.
I gotta think big picture here.
A recipe is just
as much as I would love it as a fan, you want your driver to win.
Here's what.
But I would take the points right now over. I would
help protect your family like you protect a family recipe.
Exactly.
Who's your rock? Ask your employer.
Now, if we got a shot late to go for it, as long as you don't do what Jimmy did at the Roval at 18, I'm all for going for it at the end. It's just don't do what Johnson did at the Roval at 18.
Fanatics experience, more rewards, more merch, and way more to come.
We've come a long way in 125 years. From dirt tracks to super speedways and every track in between. Never backing down, pushing boundaries, and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run.
I hate to do it, John, but I have to mention it because it's a moment that happened. We have to discuss it.
Designing an SUV for the electric age means redesigning what an SUV can be.
Of course, I can also mention that because my guy won the race. I don't mean it that way, but Blaney was the one that reaped the benefit of that.
100 miles of range. Designed to look and sound like nothing else on the road. Polestar 3.
And I think too, it wasn't even that the wreck that actually costed the position. It was Larson catching the spun out car of was it Earnhardt? Jeffrey Earnhardt?
It's a pitch.
It was spun on the front stretch, and Larson passing that one car is what caused the three-way tie.
Wednesday, November 8th at 8 p.m.
Which came down to the tiebreaker, which was the better finish in the round.
NASCAR Fantasy Live lets you keep tabs on your fantasy lineup throughout the race and allows you to adjust.
Yeah, any tiebreakers that you see, it comes down to the best finish in the round. So
visit NASCAR.com/fantasy, or you can select the fantasy icon on the mobile app leaderboard to make in-race changes. You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Xfinity 500 from Martinsville Speedway. Out front, Denny Hamlin has now led over 120 laps. That is now over 1,000 laps that he has led here since his last win.
Is Reddick on a lap down yet, or is he still trying to fight it? He's that car is not gripping the racetrack, and he got into Jones there. Jones probably not too happy. Gave him a little, hey, I didn't appreciate that. That's what that was. That was a little, hey, I didn't appreciate that.
Aaron Jones had been on the outside of Tyler Reddick for many laps, and Tyler could not clear him. We're starting to see that. We're starting to see some drivers be able to.
Yeah, there's a little frustration out of that 45 team now because the situation they're in. Now they're 51 out. They're pretty much in a must-win. Truex is going to be pretty much in a must-win here before too long, unless he can get some big gain somewhere.
Involved in today would drive one of the drivers that is trying to race into the playoff, into the championship round like that. But this is always the way this second Martinsville race goes. This has been building up all year long.
I can't watch F1. It's just, I know everybody's got their own reasons for why they watch it, but it's just not entertaining to me. Hey, that's just me. If you watch it, you enjoy it, more power to you. Rep your sport, or rep your motorsport. It's just,
if you're going to get paid back, or if you're going to get pushed around, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen real easy in this race.
The 12 car is still, you know, Blaney is not letting Hamlin run away with this. I mean, Hamlin is leading. He's been leading since he took the point. But Blaney is not letting him get away.
But Blaney fills that void right behind Denny Hamlin, so we'll see if Blaney is able to stay right on the back bumper of Hamlin. Dave.
And Rick, his car is still very good as you look at the points as they run to the left of the race.
Yeah, we're looking very good right now, but again, long way to go. So, like I said, I'm still worried. Even though we got good stage 1 points, we're running second. I remember what happened here last year. Last lap, last corner. Granted, I don't think, obviously, we're not going to see the move that we saw last year, but very well could come down to that.
The 12 of Ryan Blaney. Again, understanding this is a long race. There are still 320.
Although he might, I'll tell you what, if Ryan gets an opportunity, he may try to get the lead here, though.
In NASCAR, Ryan Newman's out here today doing Ryan Newman things in that 51 car, and not going to make it easy on anybody. Ryan still believes he belongs out here. And
too bad we don't have a car 13 anymore. Otherwise, you could have 11, 12.
He does a great job.
14's in the top 5 right now. That was Truex.
Talking about his car could use a little turn.
I don't think that was Denny. That sounded like Martin.
He's motivated to say something to his crew chief about the balance of the car. Now, if you're driving away, you're pretty happy. You're pretty content. You rarely will say, hey, I need this, I need that. But when you see people starting to catch you, run you down, you start thinking about what you need to get better.
And Dale, what's interesting about that is Chris Gabehart, his crew chief, under the last caution to stage 1, basically said, hey, I actually jumped you and made an air pressure adjustment to loosen up the center, even though Denny said he didn't quite need that. So Chris Gabehart has been on that, and he said, I didn't want to fall behind the racetrack, so I made that adjustment. Just keep me abreast of what you feel. Well, there you heard it. He's getting too tight in the center. As they update him on what the 12 is doing, they believe the 12 is a little faster through the center of the corner there.
Yeah, he does look a little faster than Hamlin. Let me check the times. I think Hamlin might be slightly quicker. Yeah, Hamlin is slightly quicker. Just a little bit. It was a 50-43 to a 50-46 the last lap by. I'm checking it again here.
If he gets past, he is out. He doesn't have enough
I
points.
need to update this. It's not
the
updated.
24 is going to finish or the 12. But this performance,
Yeah, Hamlin is still just a tick quicker than Blaney right now.
it's at this moment.
It's a little more than a tenth in speed.
He is treating this as a must-win. I love the attitude from the moment he had an issue in Miami. You saw Chris Gabehart kind of console him on pit road and instantly said, we're looking forward, we need a clock, that's our path forward. I think that's the attitude you're seeing out of the 11.
Honestly, that has been the attitude out of the 12 team, too, these past 2 races. Go out there and put your best effort forth.
A part of the playoffs. He's been a part of the championship for multiple times. but this just seems different for him. And I was with him earlier this week at his charity event. And
that's because Denny knows there's not a lot of time left.
Make that championship for.
Granted, he's been in the sport since 2006, you know.
Last week in Miami, where he had a power steering failure, got into the wall, lost a lot of points. That's why now he's in this.
He knows he's not going to have that many opportunities left to try to get one before his career is over. So
available in the stage. He's looking for another 10 if he can win this stage as well. Marty?
Rick, a very similar story for his teammate Martin Truex Jr. Solid so far, sitting in third.
The real issue, though, is Truex at the moment. Because Truex is in this position right now where, I mean, he finished third in stage one. He's running third in the race, but he's still 20 points out. And that's the hard thing if you're the 19 team, because basically at that point, the only thing you can do is you would need an issue out of the 12 and 24 to leap back in there, or you'd have to go out there and win a race.
Part of a pick crew swap way back during the race in Texas. We had fallen out. Chad Canals on the
Yeah, the 24-48 pit crew swap at Texas, 2010.
On really using that pit crew all the way to the championship. And Marty, I know they're humans, and I know we want to cheer them on in the human element, but they are professional athletes, and no one thinks anything of a quarterback throwing 3 picks gets put to the sideline, or a receiver dropping.
Gibbs overall has come to play today. I mean, you got 3 of the top 5 are the Gibbs cars at the moment.
It's uncomfortable, but if you want to,
Gibbs holding down third with Hammond leading and Truex third.
I commend the change. Something had to be done. The pit stops last week for the 19. I'm not putting it on one person, Rick, but simply just not fast.
Well, it's between him and Truex came into the day tied, Zach. Just remember that. They came into the day tied in points, which goes to the better finish in the round, which, since they both fell out of the race at Homestead, I think you'd have to go to where they finished, Vegas.
Average speed. Denny Hamlin continuing to dominate here in his home state.
Hamlin has a couple of stage points on Truex because of winning stage 1 while Truex finished third. So, I think, as they stand, if Blaney were to get the lead from Hamlin, I think Hamlin is in over Truex. The question comes in, where's Byron? I think Byron's out no matter which of those 3 is leading, whether it's Blaney, Hamlin, or Truex. I think Byron's the one out. One more race to go next week. And as I've stated, I'm hoping it'll be on this platform for all 3 races, but I plan on doing all 3 races next weekend. I did that last year.
Just can't stop banking.
Watch all 3 championship finales, so we can watch all 3 champions be crowned.
Retired NFL smart guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Break it down for us.
Just place your bet, and the bonus bets instantly appear in your account. Like magic. Like Fitz magic.
That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
There is both. There is both. It's just, since we went to this format in 14, the driver that's won the race has also won the championship. There has not been a race in the Cup Series, at least, since 2014, where a driver outside the championship 4 has won the finale. It has yet to happen.
Come with quality and coziness. And when you're serving up taste they love at low prices,
The last driver to not be a part of the championship that won the finale was Denny Hamlin 10 years ago at Homestead.
So if AI is the wild
Hamlin won
west,
Homestead when Johnson won his 6th.
well, who's the sheriff around here?
Lead change.
Ryan Blaney is able to move to the outside. He is going for the lead here at Martinsville.
Well, we'll see what the points look like, because we're going to get a lead change here. And Hamlin would be in by 2.
Now above the cut line, but only by 2. William Byron is still below 2 points back.
Byron would still be out.
If he lost the lead, I didn't think he had scored enough points, but during that situation, William Byron has lost a few more spots on the racetrack, all the way back to 27.
You know what?
For that reason, Hamlin is in,
If that 12 team can keep that car working good, I think Blaney's going to make it. As long as they don't beat themselves, I think the 12th team's going to make it. Because looking at that gives me even more confidence. As long as they can keep knocking off the day they're having.
For the 2014, listen in on the radio.
I don't have anything to move around with.
Yeah, I think he is the only one wrecked since we went to the knockout format for Trucks and Xfinity as well. I think he is the only one that's not won the final race and still won the title.
Boy, Steve, you can feel it down here in the 24 camp. Concern starting to set in.
And man, what a notable story that would be. I said it. I said at the start of the playoffs that we still haven't necessarily, we could get to this point where we could see a big elimination. I think this would be it if Byron doesn't make that championship 4.
He tries from behind the wheel, then that could help the 24. But what I heard was an honest crew chief, not overselling. It's awful. It's bad. It stinks. I know it stinks. We just have
But
to
then
do
again,
the best we can, try to stay on the lead lap.
this is what I'm worried about. This is why I'd be more secure if Blaney can go out there and win a race. Because we've seen it out of the 2014 this year.
The chaos is coming.
That,
a couple hundred laps away, but I assure you, there will be some very
Byron,
and a lot of wrecks before this is over.
Byron has come back in races before. They seem to have that magic this year where they would be, up in the top 10 by the end of this. So that's what I'm saying. We're still under 300 to go. There's a lot of this race left to go. Yeah, smart move too out of Blaney. Kind of used the lap car kind of somewhat as a pick. And took him around the outside. See this lap times. Yeah, Blaney is quicker. Not by much, but he is quicker.
Did he talk about his car getting tighter, and as the rubber gets put down on the track, the balance of the track shifts even tighter. And so when you can get on the outside of a guy who has a tight race car, he is even more limited. Less turn, less ability to rotate the car on the bottom of the racetrack with a car on your outside. Makes that pass easier for the 12.
Let me guess, Zach. I'm assuming you're a Hamlin fan. Yeah, you must be a Hamlin fan. Like I know Shadow, who's dragging, he's under an alternate tonight, but he's a Hamlin guy. So
with a tight balance, aero-wise, that's going to get worse and worse, Parker.
Right, Dale, and he hasn't really updated the team on that situation. They just told him sort of the line differences that he had compared to the 12. But one interesting thing...
Oh, no, trust me. I've got a couple of friends of mine, one notable that's a Chase fan, an Elliott fan, and where most of them are morons. He's one of the nicest people you'll come across. So... Okay. I wasn't sure with Trucks and Xfinity wrecked. I knew Cup, obviously, but Trucks and Xfinity I wasn't sure about, so... Because, again, I don't follow Trucks and Xfinity as much.
By 2 over William Byron. Now, William Byron's running way back in 22nd. Remember, every position is a point. So if William Byron was to get up to 20th, he would be tied in that point situation because he got those 2 points. That would
I'll remind everybody in here. I know we got 60 in here.
Moves to be made still to determine who.
For those that are not aware, if it comes down to a tie, it's the better finish in the round. The 3-round races, it's the better finish in the round. Which the tiebreaker, I think, would go to Byron if Hamlin and Byron tie.
Points could be paid at the end of stage 2.
Yeah, trust me, Shackle. I know. I've been on pins and needles. I've been pins and needles. As much as I like that he's leading and he finished second in stage 1. I'm nervous as can be right now.
Really not being able to know for sure exactly what direction to go. When you look around and your teammates are also sort of struggling with turns.
I think he was top 5. Top 5 at Homestead. Let me check real quick.
About the trouble of William Byron, but he's not the only one. Tyler Reddick, we saw that tight battle he had a little bit ago where here is Ryan Blaney.
He was... Fourth. He was fourth at Homestead. So which means I got to check Vegas.
Opportunity to win a championship. Could be going away with this 12-car lapping him.
It's been a career year for Tyler Reddick.
Byron would have the tiebreaker over Truex and Hamlin. As it stands, Byron would have the tiebreaker over Hamlin and Truex. He's got a 7th place at Vegas. His best finish is 4th at Homestead, though. But Hamlin was 10th at Vegas, and Truex was 9th. So Byron would win the tiebreaker between those three.
This isn't going to be an easy pass. Tyler Reddick is going to
Now Blaney actually holds the tiebreaker over Byron if it came between the two of them.
second groove. It's not bad. If he gets up here and has a little more grip than he recognized, he can make this difficult on Blaney.
So Blaney's the one that's actually, of the four, is the one that's looking in the best seat. No, he got sideways inside of Reddick. No, he doesn't have an issue. He's got an issue. His issue is the 45.
Yeah, I think Blaney's issue is just a short.
Yeah, his issue is not necessarily it's not the car. It's Reddick. I think Reddick got him sideways when he was inside of him, and Blaney just had enough of it and said enough. You know, we've seen Blaney's got a little bit, doesn't like having the, yeah, I'd be a little worried about the right side tires there, but it looked like it was flush contact between the two of them now. Oh no, he locked them up. He locked them up, and I think Reddick gave him a little shot back, but yeah, he locked them up. That one's on Ryan. Reddick may have given him a shot back thinking he ran him up the hill, which he did, but Newman's around. Yells out.
Fortunately, he gets into the 45. They actually had more contact down the straightaway, and now
yeah, it's on Blaney because he locked him up, but it's not with no intention there at all.
He's probably going to get the free pass in this situation to put him back on the lead lap. So the caution comes out at an opportune time for him.
So the 20 car down here.
I wonder if we'll see them pit this time.
Like a little bit of contact
yeah.
right there, just gets Ryan turned around.
Ryan didn't get off the corner quick as bell then.
Enough to know that Ryan Newman's not going to let him live that down. It will come back to haunt him at some point.
Honestly, Newman was just kind of in the way on corner exit there for Bell, and Bell got the back of him.
All right, Steve, 44 laps still to go on the stage. How important is track position, and how important would 4 fresh Goodyear tires be?
Everyone, I believe, has to come to pit road. 96 laps on these tires. Remember,
about
the leaders pitted just before the end of stage 1. They didn't come
more than past halfway in the stage, so yeah, everybody should be to pit road here.
I believe they're going to have to come to pit road.
It's on the cruise now.
And for Tyler Reddick, he didn't lose his cool during any of that battle with Ryan Blaney. The team just checked in with him, asked him what did he need in the car. He said he's just losing the right rear over the course of the run sideways. He doesn't have much else to say, though.
Yep.
He told me he did say he felt like he could beat people in the corner when the car was a little bit tighter. They will likely make an air pressure adjustment to alleviate that problem.
Pit road closed this time around. You know, the leaders have 95 laps, 96 laps.
The leaders should be in this time.
Did stop at the end of the stage.
I'd be shocked if the leaders don't pit here, you know. They're slotting Newman into where he was at the time of the timing scoring.
I don't think we'll see anybody gamble, but I believe all the leaders are going to be coming down. For William Byron, this is just a great opportunity to make another adjustment, right? Like we said, I don't think stage points are their concern at the moment. I mean, yeah, they wish they could get some, but you can't just wish something into existence. With 42 laps to go, it would have to be a huge swing of events from 22nd into the top 10. I think the most important thing is they are not.
I have stated, those are here, I hate to repeat myself, but if Blaney does make it, I will wear my shirt next week. I have 2 shirts that I can wear that I have that are Blaney shirts. One I actually got when I went to Michigan in 21 when he won, so I'll wear one of them next week if he makes it. Which I would love to see him make it. Just to say that we made the championship 4. I think we got a tough hill against us with Larson and Bell both being strong this year, and if Hamlin makes it as well, But you know, we finished second. I think we finished second in the last 2 Phoenix races, so I would be. Actually, I should wear the one I wore to Michigan when he won. Maybe he'll be lucky for me. Looks like Hamlin's going to win the race off. Ooh, that's going to be close between Truex and Blaney, and Blaney might have given Truex second to start on the inside. Smart move for Blaney, I think. I think he gave up the spot to Truex so he could restart third.
Got him in front of Blaney, so now Blaney has fallen back 2 spots from when he came onto pit road. So the pit crew stepping up for Joe Gibbs Racing as Hamlin and Truex both gaining spots.
I tell you right now, I think it's those 3 guys for the 2 spots, unless Byron's crew can.
This is a hunter and a worker.
They need to turn around that race car.
5 miles an hour and jump more than 7 feet. This is not just a dog. This is a member of the family, built for agility and power. You're not meant to keep up with them. But we have GPS collars that do. For your best friend's safety and peace of mind, Collar Clinic, the nation's oldest dog e-collar specialists.
Now what? You say it when things get out of hand. At Prudential, we think you should say it when you hand down something valuable, too.
Okay, I just saw something that might have changed all of this.
Now what?
MTJ speeding on pit road.
And help protect your family like you.
Wait till the broadcast comes back to confirm, but
who's your luck?
Apparently Truex too fast on pit road.
Football season at PointsBet is now a Fanatics experience. And whether it's a pick 6 or a game-winning Hail Mary, the only guarantee this season is that anything can happen. But the one thing you can count on is PointsBet's Power Hour, where every day from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern, you can claim an exclusive offer. The play clock is ticking. Power Hour, only on PointsBet by Fanatics. More rewards than ever before.
You're lucky. Watching live sports never used to be this easy. Running up and down that field looks tough.
It's a pitch. Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the undefeated.
I need confirmation. I seen it pop up because a guy I know is actually journalist with Nat for NASCAR, so he posted it in the Discord I'm a member of, but I'm waiting for them to confirm it.
Beautiful fall afternoon in Martinsville, Virginia, just on the south border between Virginia and North Carolina. Huge news for the 19, that number 1 star.
Too fast exiting.
You can't speed. He got a speeding penalty coming off of pit road, and so Mark Truex Jr. will have to serve that penalty.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
Too fast exiting.
First stall available to use, which is really what used to be pit stall 2.
And he had just gained.
He stays pretty far left of the 12, which is fine. That's how I would want my driver to leave, but you have to adjust your speed. So this is the 19 pit stall. So
it's the timing line.
The yellow line to the right, way up here. This is the pit speed line. The other line is a little bit in front of his box here. Well, you see that makes a wedge, right? So it's much farther out here. So pit road speed is calculated on kind of this arc. So it's perfectly fine if Truex goes straight out like this. That's what I would want him to do. You just have to adjust your speed a little bit. Maybe not run 2 red lights. The situation is there is such a strong gear here, these short tracks, and when you step on the gas.
And again, I mentioned it already. He was already 20 points out running third.
Now the 19 in the
This is big.
I literally only hit 2 red coming out.
Yeah, still got plenty of time here. Get back in it.
Again, we still got over half the race to go. Little more than half the race to go, but
so here, I don't want to call it confusion,
it's definitely not something that you wanted to do if you were in the situation that Truex is in.
That happens. We're all human. We all make mistakes. You can hear the frustration. It was like, well, I only did what I thought I was supposed to do.
Unless he can get stage points, which, you know, every little stage points help. Again, with Hamlin and Blaney leading, it's kind of a bad spot for Truex.
The goal for him now is to stay in the lead lap until the end of the stage. 6:35 to go, and they drop the green flag. He has a lot of cars in front of him.
Newman spun in 3 and 4. Bell got into the back of Newman, Lorenz, in turn 4.
And Blaney making up the
all right, restart.
25 to go in stage 2. 35.
A couple of strategy plays up there. I noticed David Gillen's up, or Todd Gillen's up there in the 38. So they might have strayed a strategy play. Is Blaney going to try to get the lead here into 3? He sent it in there, I think. He's going to get to his inside. Nope, Hamlin going to clear him down the straightaway. Blaney's still there. May have put the bumper. Man, they are going right now. This is awesome. For the lead. Got it. Got it back at least. Look at the crowd. Crowd went nuts there. I think he's honestly been better than Denny on the outside too. See if he can hold him off here.
And look at the difference. As soon as Hamlin's knocked the leader.
Oh, Hamlin got loose there.
Tied in points. That's how important this lead is. It keeps shifting on your bottom left.
Briscoe. Blaney's going to tuck in. I think he knew Briscoe was coming. That's why he ducked back inside there.
Drops in behind the 11. And just as quickly, now it's Hamlin and Blaney that are above.
Oh, and here comes Blaney back inside.
I thought Blaney backed off in the corner, but Denny just overdrove turn 3.
This is great racing, guys. I mean, don't use your stuff up. We still got over half the race to go, but still. I'm loving this. Denny versus Ryan in Martinsville. Oh, he locked it up. Oh, is he going to clear him off? He cleared him off a 4. Wow.
And now Blaney pulls away over a car length advantage.
What a series, right?
Wow, what a battle.
Blaney, Hamlin, Briscoe.
Racing one of the best active drivers at Martinsville, and we came out on top so far. Damn, Hamlin has the tiebreaker over Byron. No, Byron actually has the tie. Well, Hamlin because he's running second. Hamlin because he's running second in the race right now. That's right. I got to remember, Hamlin's best finish in the round would be second right now. He's got to beat Byron's 4th place finish from Homestead if he gets the tiebreaker.
How about that front row seat Chase Briscoe had for that duel between Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney? Chase told me earlier.
That's right. I didn't think about that, Rec. And that kind of helped when I saw that. That's right. That's why Hamlin's got it right now because of where he's running.
Here at Martinsville, and to your point, Rick,
which is the only way it's tied right now, too.
Miserable for us, not only on the 14 team, but at Stewart-Haas Racing. A good run, maybe even a win, would do so much for our organization here late in the year.
Okay, come on.
And they put together a good run.
The NBC stream lagged there for a second, guys. That's not. That wasn't me. That was the NBC stream that lagged for a second.
Now you take a look at what's happened to the 19. Martin Truex Jr. mired back here in a lot of traffic. That speeding penalty put him back here. He's running 23rd. Now he'll get to the back.
You're right, Bobo. I'm telling you, Briscoe probably would have been a good. If you got like fantasy lineups, Briscoe probably would have been a good pick for this race because the last couple of last year's Martinsville Fall race, he was, like I said, he was leading until Bell passed him late. I think he finished top 10 or top 5 in last year's race here.
The last few races here at Martinsville, it's been no secret that passing has.
Well, Logano is up there. Logano's running P4.
Still a challenge. This combination of
and you also got there is a couple of Fords up there too. Briscoe 3rd, Kozlowski's 5th.
In any of the next gen races here, yet Byron can't move forward.
Yeah, Byron's the one in trouble right now. Because Denny's in good stage point position right now with 24 to go. Yeah, I know. I think the Cinderella season's coming to a close for Buescher, but still, you gotta. Yes, Zach, that is the points as they run right now with the Stage 1 points played out. Stage 2 points have yet to be factored in yet. Again, because we're not to the end of the stage. So this is the points, live points, as they run. Blaney, the leader, is in. Hamlin and Byron tied. Hamlin holds the tiebreaker.
If I'm William Byron right now, I'm going.
Yeah, that is with the stage 1 points. We're waiting, obviously, 22 to go here in stage 2.
He finished second. He never gave up. They kept trying. They tried different strategy. They ended up with a good finish. There is a pathway forward for William Byron.
He's got a lot of opportunity.
No, because they're not paid out yet. Yeah, that can change, Rec. That's why I'm saying it's not. They haven't factored in stage 2 points yet.
Advance? In Advance Auto Parts. I need that die-hard power. And the reliability.
Right now,
rugged durability, right? Yes.
Not counting this race, Bumble, Byron has the tiebreaker. But if we count this race, Hamlin's running second. That would be the tiebreaker. If they tie, Hamlin has to finish higher than 4th. If they tie in points, Hamlin has to finish higher than 4th, because that's Byron's best finish in the round. He finished 4th at Homestead.
And you can snooze now and pay later with 0% interest for 60 months. Make every snooze count. Shop in-store or online today.
That's my team out there.
Well, no, it's only one position. Correct. If Hamlin were to lose a position, it'd be 1 point right now. Because again, the stage points don't pay off until the stage ends.
So we don't worry about getting through. And they're the most reliable.
If he drops a spot or Byron gains a spot, it's only going to be a 1 point difference.
Or routine. Verizon Frontline delivers.
The #1 network choice in public.
Well, then he'd be 2 down. Because if he falls from 2nd to 4th, that's a 2 point difference from 2nd to 4th. Right now, with him running 2nd and Byron running where he is, they're tied.
Sandwich or a foot-long chili cheese coney. It might be the greatest pairing since cherry and limeade. Sonic 2 for $7 deal.
That's not the case, because otherwise they'd show Hamlin 9 points up, because he gained 9 on Byron. He'll gain 9 on Byron by finishing 2nd in the stage. That's not factored in. Obviously, all this will be cleared up once we end stage 2, and then we'll know for sure straight up where everything's at. But I mean, that's the thing. Let's just wait till the end of stage 2, then we'll know where everything's at. I mean, the only two we know for sure is that Reddick's in a must-win and Buscher's in a must-win.
You think I am?
We have a missing 19-year-old.
The clock is ticking.
I don't think she ever left the hotel.
This is a lot of blood.
This room just became a crime scene.
Focus on the case. You want more food? You want your books? You have to earn it.
How can they add the points to it, Rect, if they haven't paid out the stage points yet? They can't add the stage points in because the stage hasn't ended yet. It can change. That's why I'm saying I don't think they add the stage points till after the stage is over. It doesn't make sense that they would add them now when there's no point in adding them now if they can change between now and then. Positions on the racetrack can change. That's why they change for 1 point. Yeah, they can change the positions one because you lose a position per point. So that's why you'll see it change by a single point during the race. So race positions can change. That's why you see it change by a single point, but the stage points aren't added in until the end of the stage.
William Byron between those two, unless Hamlin is able to finish above William Byron's best finish of 4th. So a lot of things come into play, but we won't worry about that.
It's too early to say, Smudge. It's too early to say because we don't know the shape Stuart Haas is going to be in at the end, going into the start of next year. So
toward Phoenix, and Jonathan told me, honestly, I haven't been able to get out from underneath.
Obviously, let's just wait 10 laps. 10 laps will know the complete picture with one stage, you know, pretty much the last stage to go. So let's just wait till that's done, then we'll know. No, he's going to go down 1. It's 1 point per position.
What he could be doing differently in that car compared to the 12 most recently, they told him to work on his brake bias. It looks like you have some margin.
Or we'll see if Byron loses or gains a spot. That'll also flip it too.
Since then, he's gained about 2/10, Marty.
Parker, after the speeding penalty, Martin Truex Jr. with one of the better cars in the field has gained exactly 5 spots on this 20-lap run. So Steve, coming to pit road, James Small told Truex.
But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to find out before that. I think the stage is going to end before either one of them gains or loses a spot.
Consider not stopping here at the end of the
everyone's going to pit. I look at the 11's lap times. He hasn't slowed down very much at all. If James is right and everyone is going to pit, then you could stay out and cycle to the front and hope you get fortunate with some yellows. I think that's their best opportunity. I mean, right now they're kind of stuck all the way back at 20
I don't see how the 2 points work, though.
Now that, half the race is behind.
That doesn't make any sense.
Laps to go.
And those of you that are putting your fantasy
how would be that
together,
many points?
You have about 6 laps to make a change. If you want to bring your garage driver out and put him into your lineup, it has to be done before the end of stage 2, as Truex continuing to fight to get positions, but running in the 22nd spot.
Jeff, I have to give it to you. I watched practice yesterday. I wasn't on the coverage. You guys did a great job of
6
telling
to
me how
go.
good the 12 car was, but I wasn't sure I was all in. I thought track would rubber up even more. The balance would change. I had all my notes from past Martinsvilles and how you don't want to be great in practice and all of these different storylines. But the 12 was good yesterday, and you were absolutely right. He has shown up again today.
Well, a lot can happen. The track's going to continue to rubber up, and they're going to have to keep up with the racetrack, Steve. The checkered flag is not now. It's a long way away.
Behind him, the 11 of Danny Hamlin has closed in a little bit in traffic. Let's listen in.
4 to go in stage 2.
Versus the 24 on point. We're not going to beat the 12 on point, but I can't tell you that we won't beat the 24. So if you can get it, get it.
So that's good information. Basically, hey, the guy in front of you is having a great day. That's who they actually needed to have the worst day was Blaney. He was the closest in points. He isn't. He's having a monster day. So the 24 is the car that it's going to be very close on. And I'll say this again.
I'm just going to say this. Let's just wait till the end of the stage, then we'll know what the situation is. Because every point at that point is worth a position. We'll straight up know the situation. It's hard to guess it prior to the end of stage 2. Once stage 2 ends, we'll know the situation for Hamlin, Byron, and Blaney. The rest of the 3, you're basically in a must-win at this point now, without getting stage points for those 3.
They have got great speed. Every Stewart-Haas car right now is running 11th or better. So really good speed from SHR, and Briscoe is hungry.
I mean, the stage point playout does help, but it's going to be the end of the stage here. We'll know for sure where everybody's at. Speeding penalty. Shadow, he had the speeding penalty the last time they pitted. Got stuck back there, and he's only gained 5 spots since the restarted. So
he will win the stage. Hamlin grabbing
so then we'll see how the points shape out, and we'll know what the situation is.
Blaney and Hamlin getting 10 and
but Blaney and Hamlin are the ones that really gained in these first 2 stages. I very realistically think it's going to be Blaney and Hamlin. But again, we'll see. We'll see.
Intense action-packed racing.
If it plays out like it should, like I'm assuming it's going to, Hamlin should be up on Byron by 9.
Anybody that asks me when they're going to their first race, I'm sending them here.
This is the hottest ticket in NASCAR. Experience the thrill.
Because they factored in the stage 1 points after the stage had ended. So if they factored in stage 2 points after that ended, it should be a 9-point difference between Byron and Hamlin. With Blaney leading, obviously. Obviously, it'll change around a little bit depending on who's leading, but...
This is the GMC Sierra. Available with the V8 engine. The Super Cruise.
Well, we'll see. It seems to me that it would be dumb to award the stage points, though, before the stage even ends, because it can change.
The truck.
But...
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts. Retired NFL smart.
We'll see how it's set up.
Break it down for us.
Just place your bet.
I mean, I haven't kept track so much of points, so...
Like magic.
I mean, I've watched every race too, but I haven't kept track of the points until now, so...
It's too much magic. It's too much magic.
This week, go for 2. Bet $5 to get 200.
Well, the points automatically change because you're gaining a position anyway.
Every single day. The crown is yours.
That's true, Shaq. We got to factor in position change after pit stops. So it's not going to be exactly 9, but...
And when quality ingredients bring more to the table. When you get low prices on the latest trends. When rewards come with quality and coziness.
Well, at this point, I'm telling you, at this point,
at low prices,
it's going to be,
it's going to be,
I think, Blaney and Hamlin, if it stays the way it does. Again, still 200, over 200 laps to go in this race. I don't want to give anybody anything yet. Again, we've seen this before.
A little over 80 degrees here in Martinsville, Virginia.
Oh no,
the points that have been earned today. Denny Hamlin came in.
Yeah, actually, Denny and Blaney are tied as far as the gain today.
19 points through the first 2 stages of this race. So those two.
It was for a couple of years, Rack.
Cause to try to get to that championship.
17 was a night race. 18. 19, 17, 18, 19, 20.
And from what I've seen so far today, I think it might only be one. An impressive battle.
But they ended up, that's why they ended up moving the spring race to the night race. The first race.
What is his option for a car that was
kept this the way it was.
You know, enough laps on the tires, 36, and I think pitting could be an option, but I like track position. I would probably stay out. It looks like it's going to be split at the front of the field. The 12, the 11 stay out. The 14 comes to pit road.
Ooh. Split decisions on pit road.
So a split field.
Interesting.
Making their way onto pit road. And we'll start with
interesting play here. Hamlin and Blaney are going to stay out. Briscoe comes in. Looks like Priest, Harvick. So there's definitely a couple of other guys that stayed out with Blaney and Hamlin. Looks like Logano, Gibbs.
The 11 stayed on track, Marty.
0 stage points for William Byron today. He said, entry is where you can help me the most. I need more security on initial throttle and on exit. The rears are chattering.
I do agree with that, Rex. I do think the truck. Oh, it came off the jack. It came off the jack. That might be Truex's day done.
Again, a new Jackman here on the 19 team. They are already
that may have just been it for Truex.
A couple more spots on this stop.
Well, you know, it is only a couple more stops, but those 5
that may have been it.
Positions he gained, that was 30 laps worth of work. Now you're just going to give them all up over again.
Kind of want to, you know, I don't want to hear Truex on the radio right now, because he is not happy.
234 laps to go to turn it around for Martin Truex Jr.
They probably go, oh, well, he's back in the pack. He could gain time on tires. He only gained 5 spots off the speeding penalty. So.
Credential. We think you should ask it when you realize it's not too late to start. Like
that might be Truex's shot at the championship 4 gone.
Here's what. You come to Prudential and help ensure your retirement has income that lasts a lifetime.
Well, we'll wait. We'll see.
Who's your rock? Talk to your advisor and build a more secure retirement today.
PointsBet is now a Fanatics experience. So this NBA season, make it a daily dunk with Power Hour, where every day from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern, you can claim an exclusive offer. PointsBet, a Fanatics experience. More rewards, more merch, and way more to come.
So it's Blaney, Hamlin, Logano, Gibbs, Cindric, Larson, Reddick, Bubba, and Ty that all stayed out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cars stayed out.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson.
And with basically 2:30 to go, it's basically, I think, a 2-stop race, possibly. We'll see.
Bonus cash on the 2024 Hyundai Tucson. See your local Hyundai dealer.
When I got the script, I was like, does Taco Bell really not have a breakfast taco? Doesn't that concern you?
All right, Pete, we ready? And action.
Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, savory sausage. The all-new toasted breakfast taco.
Well, that depends on who's in the Gibbs pipeline when Truex decides to retire. Because we know Nemechek's going to the 42. Otherwise, my first bet would be Nemechek, but he's going to the 42 next season.
Sports never used to be this easy. Running up and down that field looks tough.
It's a pitch.
Get way more into
Well, aren't
what
you
you're
gonna
into
have,
when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Set your DVR.
With so much on the line, the crowd here at Martinsville Definitely getting their money's worth, as we have seen great racing up front and all the way through the field. The most recent issue, though, Steve, as we look at the pit crew of the 19 Martin Truex Jr., the jack drops on them, and any spots he had gained during that little run, he gave back up again.
Speeding put him behind. This week, changes were made to a tire changer and the jack man. Once again, a slow pit stop. It wasn't a huge penalty because they were near the back, but a penalty still the same. And now we have this split up front. We have 9 or 10 cars who have stayed on the racetrack with some of the leaders, guys. Hamlin and Blaney are a part of this. New tires in 9th or 10th. So, Dale Jr., do you want to be defending on old tires or attacking on new?
If I got that track position leading the race, I don't want to give it up. Blaney has it, and he's been doing an awesome job all day long. And I hope that, you know, those guys out front, they know what they're doing. They know they need that track position.
Yeah, I do not want to give a track position, but at the same time, there are new tires not far behind. I don't think.
All right. Got green in stage 3. Here's the points as they run. Blaney and Hamlin up front. Let's see what the points are. I'm waiting for it to pop up so we can see what it is. Ooh, Hamlin into the back of Blaney. He's going to save it. Great save. How? Yeah, it's a 2-point difference. Yikes. Yikes. And he held on to it.
I think just a simple mistake by Denny.
Wow.
A lot on the line here, so you gotta...
Blaney, if you win this race. Blaney, if you win this race. Yeah, I gotta give you credit, Rec. You were right. They did factor. I'm surprised they factor him in before the stage is over. But yeah, I guess you're right. I must have forgot that. My bad. I think Hamlin. Did he try to cross him over? Yeah, he tried to cross him over. Oh.
He was running up in the top 5.
He just got nailed by the 99.
There in the middle of 3 and 4.
Brad involved.
All of that was continuing to happen. The 54 got to the outside.
God damn it. Well, there goes my fantasy.
Was trying to get the position back.
Unless Gibbs can recover.
Tried to get in behind Denny. A big checkup, chain reaction, contact down into 3. Gets the 54 spun around. So let's take a look here. Down the back straightaway. 54 trying to get in this hole right here.
Did Logano get him? Yeah, Logano got him. Joey ran him over.
Got in the back of the
yeah, he just ran over Ty.
Big contact there with Daniel Suarez sliding into that.
I mean, the 54 Gibbs came down the racetrack.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily payback on a hit. It looked like Hamlin tried to cross over Blaney and he wasn't clear. He was trying to, you know, the quick crossover, and he clipped and he got Blaney loose. So Blaney did a heck of a job to save that car.
Now, I don't know what happened before. Maybe something happened and Logano was upset at him, but that was some rough driving by Logano.
Yeah, I mean, Joey just kind of drove through Ty. This is the deal between Hamlin and Blaney. It looked like Hamlin tried to just tuck in and cross him over, and wasn't quite clear.
Is busy inside that race car with kind of that tank swap getting into turn 3.
He did a heck of a job to hang on to that, though. Radio?
And we'll have a restart, which means they're going.
I thought they were going to play radio, maybe from the 12 there for a second.
It tightens everybody back up. Unfortunate for, as I mentioned, the 6 of Brad Keselowski, the 99 Daniel Suarez.
So I think it's a great time to take a pause.
Points as they run. Looks like Byron up by 4 at the moment.
Bottom left, you remind everyone, Bell and Larson are in.
So pretty much it is. With Blaney leading the race, Byron and Hamlin are basically racing for this last spot as they run.
Reddick and Truex kind of in the back.
Yeah, because Reddick and Truex are in the back. They need to get up there to really be factors. So
2 stages, points awarded.
Pretty much the situation at this point is between
we don't have a new winner. Denny Hamlin is still a ways
Byron
behind.
and Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin is still the guy that on the outside looking in. You see it. He's -5 to Byron, running second, with William Byron running 15th. So it's the same story over and over again. Denny Hamlin.
Well, I don't know the language.
William Byron is just looking for a recovery.
I don't know what the language is. Hey, nice viewership.
The leader, then it becomes a very tight points battle between Blaney and Byron as well. So a lot to still happen here with 225.
225 to go.
Reddick and Truex
At least, I think one more, maybe two more stops if you split this in half from here.
The 19 of Truex, Marty.
Feel-wise, it's basically, I think, a one-stop race from here.
Also, with their lack of stage points, have to be thinking win.
Yeah, Steve, the regular season champ is on the ropes here at Martinsville, minus 30 below the cut line. They debated on staying out like we did under that last caution, but James Small explained to Martin why he wanted to pit. Listen.
At this point, unless a miracle happens and we manage to stop passing a bunch of people, that might be our only shot if it does go green to at least run long and trap people down. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Steve, 224 laps to go. There's a long way to go today here at Martinsville, but that's what James Small is thinking. Put those fresh tires on that last stop, run as long as they can, hope to catch a caution.
Well, and it comes down to when those cautions are, right, Marty? If they catch it perfect, I think it could be to their advantage. But if it's anything like yesterday's race, Dale Jr., you called it, right? We were talking about should we pit or should we stay out in the Xfinity Series race as we see the 99 of Suarez limping his car around. And in that final stage of 130 laps, we only saw about 70 laps of racing, right? 60 laps of yellow. We haven't seen that out of this next-gen car, but with the high heat today and these new Goodyear tires, it wouldn't shock me if we see more yellows.
That right there is what, you know, we're now beyond halfway in this race, and that wreck right there is a little bit of what we expect to see throughout the remaining laps, right? A couple cars were eliminated right there, right? 1 or 2 points for that 24. If he's not good enough to pass anybody and cars in front of him continue to get knocked out of the race, then that's exactly what they need to be paying attention to. That's what they need to be telling William, hey, look, these kind of things is what we have to avoid. Let's not be part of these crashes. Let's take advantage of the attrition it creates. And there was a big situation there on the racetrack.
3-point swing right now.
Stopped on the track. You know, I would argue for those positions if you don't stop on the racetrack. And so, you know, that was a pretty chaotic little series of events right there, but if this continues, right, if this energy continues, certainly we should get many more yellows in the last 100 laps or so. That's how this 24 car goes through. Even without improving the car, even without really doing much about how bad the car drives and going forward in the field, just trying to take advantage of the chaos in front of them.
All right, Dave, how about the 12 and Ryan Blaney?
It was a nice save, wasn't it, Rick, after he had the contact with the 11. This was his view.
Yeah, I don't think the 11 meant to do that. I think he just, missed time. I tried to get down behind me while I was shifting.
Yeah, that's what it was like. Like, once he got on you and hit you, he just kind of gave you a little room, and then you were just so high, you rolled back under you.
All good.
Yeah. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like Hamlin was just trying to cut crossover and tuck in behind him, and he just he caught it as he wasn't clear of Blaney.
Right, David, that was Denny's thought. That
was a great save, though.
They looked at the data and said he was dragging brake, which Denny said, if he wants to play games, I've got nothing to lose. And under the last caution before this, the team gave him that verdict. Take a listen.
You know, we're certainly in the game against them. We have to win to beat the 12, obviously. I'm not counting on points. I'm going to do everything I can to win. Everything. Yeah, that's for me, too. Damn, I 1 o'clock already, I'm telling you.
And there it is. It's quite simple for the 11 team. Go after.
Well, we've seen a heck of a race so far between Blaney and Hamlin. Now, honestly, I want them both to make it in because I want the race to be like this, have this great race, and have them both make it. You know.
Warm afternoon, and things are heating up on the track as well. Logano aggressively into the back of the 54. That creates about a 4-car pileup.
Designing an SUV for the electric age means redesigning what an SUV can be. Introducing the Polestar 3. Designed to protect with advanced safety systems. Designed to go farther with up to 300 miles of range. Designed to look and sound like nothing else on the road. Polestar 3, the SUV for the electric age.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
All right, who's going to deliver the toys to the kids?
Yoo-hoo!
No.
I got the translate up, Shadow, if I need it. So.
I've stolen them no times.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Pictures of Max. Yuck.
Can you believe credit cards charge you money to use
They're
your
racing
money?
each other hard.
That's backwards.
Tell you what, as a Blaney fan, yeah, I'm worried because, you know, we're trying to make the Final Four, but at the same time,
I like how straightforward that is.
I'd rather have a race battle like that than
Did you know that banks hold on to your paycheck for days?
them just pussyfoot around each other. Hey, race each other hard.
I know, right?
You should get current. You get paid up to 2 days faster.
I'd rather see my guy earn it, you know?
Straight up.
Straight up.
Garbage time. That phrase never sounded quite right, because no part of football is meaningless. So while some folks see garbage, FanDuel sees treasure. We see spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances.
I mean, I don't think we're going to see anything like we saw here last year, but,
So don't just watch
you know.
this season, cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sports.
True, Zach. I'd rather Denny and Blaney race it out. If they use the bumpers, okay, but I'd rather them both get in at the end of the day versus
25% during their holiday sale.
Byron, especially with the way they're racing each other. It's honestly been clean. Yeah, that was a mistake the last time through, but it's honestly been clean. So
You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Xfinity 500 from Martinsville Speedway, the oldest short tracks in all of racing. As we get ready for
right now, Zach, he would be in
after this caution, which was
because of Byron not getting any stage points. Byron's had no stage points today. Blaney's had, you know, finished second to stage 1, won stage 2. So that's 19 points he's gained straight up.
I never want to just give up a win, but at some point in these next couple hundred laps, you might want to understand what's valuable to the 11 versus what's valuable to Blaney.
That's information that the driver will need as they continue on with
We'll see. Green and Phoenix, or Green and Martinsville. I almost said Phoenix. Thanks, guys. I was reading chat, but I almost said Phoenix. Well, it's his teammate up there leading the race, trying to make it in. Actually, all 3 Penske cars are up there, I've just noticed. We got Logano and Cindric are both up there. And you got to clear him. Nope, still side by side.
Trying to fight on that outside line.
They race, so honestly, they're side by side going at it. If Hamlin gets the lead here, we'll see what the points are. But I think Blaney is still good over Byron as they run. Got him cleared.
Down here into turn 1.
And with that, when Blaney's out front, Hamlin is out. So Hamlin is now 2 points.
It would only be 2 points for Hamlin, so it's not by much. Bubba up to 3rd, by the way.
That's why
notice that.
For that 11 team is, we got to go out and win this race.
See that blue and white car on the outside of Ryan Preece? He is the first car on 4 tires.
And so Preece is the first one on 4 tires. The pitted the last time for 4 tires anyway.
Preece has some great pace this weekend. We know he's led laps here at this racetrack before. See if he can make those 4 tires work. Not real happy with the outside there, so he's going to slide in behind his teammate Eric Almirola in the 10. Eric making the announcement he's not coming back to the Cup Series next year. Not sure what that means. He may have some announcements later about what his future is, what the next chapter is. Having a pretty solid day today at Martinsville.
And well, again, Hamlin, I'm not going to say anything is safe until we take the checkered. I mean, we saw it here last year. Saw it last year here. We saw it in 2020 here on the last lap. Nothing is safe until the checkered flag falls. I will not be comfortable until the checkered flag falls. Let's just put it that way.
Knowing he's running these final few laps.
I like his position because how he ran the first 2 stages and where we're running right now, but we still got 209 laps to go in this race, so a lot can happen between now and the finish.
Soak it in and enjoy it. He's having a good run as well. There's that 19, a Truex trying to work his way through the field.
Well, the 10 car is rumored right now. The biggest rumor we've heard is that it's Gragson that's going to get the 10. But again, that's not confirmed. That's just the prevalent story right now.
Kind of being a good, polite teammate. Truex not going to be as polite. He needs to get going.
Marty, how's that 24 doing now?
Well, there was the battle between Hamlin and Bowman in 21, but that really didn't affect who made it in 21. So, because Hamlin still, I believe, made the Final Four that year, despite getting spun by Bowman late in that race.
Rudy Fugle told him, if anyone from below the cut line before the race, like Denny Hamlin, wins today, you have to beat Ryan Blaney straight up. You have to pass the 12 car, which is going to be a tall task because Blaney's out front right now. But if Blaney wins, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen,
well, the prevalent rumor is Gragson that I've seen. I have not seen any other rumor about who would replace in that 10 car other than Gragson.
So Denny Hamlin running second. If he doesn't win this race, that would put the driver of the 24 into the championship 4. Pod's on board giving us this shot as he looks on with Ross Chastain in front of him. Not a lot has been said about the 5 of Kyle Larson, and Larson currently running in the 7th spot, Kim.
Well, what's interesting though, Bumble, is why they haven't just gone ahead and pulled the trigger. I know Eric just made the announcement that he wasn't coming back, but why wouldn't they just go ahead and pull the trigger and say that that's what they're doing? Unless sponsorship's not locked up yet, which might be the reason why that deal hasn't been announced yet. I could see that being the reason for the holdup right now, the reason why they haven't made the official announcement for that yet, because they're trying to lock down sponsorship.
But we know we have a good car today, long run especially, and we think that the 10 could be at the front of the pack at the end of today, Kim.
Well, for Christopher Bell running in the 9th position, again, they already are locked into the championship 4 with their win last week, and they felt good.
Well, then why wouldn't they make the announcement, Bumble? That's the thing I don't understand. Obviously, Eric's announced he's not going to be back there, so we know the ride's open. But why, if you know you have the deal done, why would you not announce it now? It's not like it's going to affect the running thing for Gragson, because Gragson's not running anywhere. So that's what I'm wondering with me is, maybe it is that they're waiting on sponsorship is what it is to be finalized before they make the official announcement. That's the only thing I could think of is why the holdup on the announcement is. I mean, you would assume that the sponsors that Gragson had before would sign back with him, but it depends.
He currently drives 12. He reminded him that he is one of the cars up in this group that stopped for 4 fresh Goodyear tires. He is making a little progress. Picked up a couple on the last run. On this last restart, has picked up 1 more spot, Rick.
Yeah, we've seen Buescher running outside of the top 20, as well as Tyler Reddick, but those two have turned things around to where Buescher running in the 12th spot, Reddick running 6th, but both of them are in kind of a must-win situation, and so they're both fighting for every spot that they can get and trying to get toward the front. Right now, it's Blaney who's been out front as the caution comes
Gibbs
out.
around.
You see Ty Gibbs and that 54. Flames coming out.
Come on, get it rolling, Ty. You don't want to be sitting in the middle of the track. Granted, we're under caution, so everybody's going to come to him slow.
Got shipped into turn 3 by Logano.
I'm going to be in a...
And now...
I'm going to be in a bad situation going to Phoenix for my fantasy. I mean, I had a 59-point lead coming into the day, but with Hamlin running where he's running and Gibbs having his issues.
Tires, the ones who had already pitted, we just heard that report about Buescher. You know, he only has about 22 laps on his tires. This is where this final
I'm going to lose like 30 points.
I don't think anybody can quite make it on fuel from this point.
Right now it's 30 points and I'm losing.
I think the leaders, Blaney and Hamlin,
yeah, everybody should pit here. The leaders, I think, are going to have to pit. I don't think they're going to have a choice here. Because since lap 219...
This is the moment where you have to do the opposite of those leaders. If they come to pit road, you might have to stay
Hi,
out.
car chief.
We'll see if all the crew chiefs agree. For sure, we're going to have some pitters. I'm just not sure if it's going to be from the front of the field or the back of the field. I think we are going to have split decisions.
Well, we'll see what they decide to do once the pit's open, which I don't... Yeah, they're open now. I see the green light.
Running 27th.
You see right there, so the leaders decide to keep that track.
Larson's going to be the first to pull the trigger.
Right, I'm going to be the first to pit.
And Truex decides not to. Very little, actually, this time coming through. I've seen Larson and his teammate, Elliott, came, but they were really like the only two, I think, top 20 cars that actually came.
Chase Elliott says the car is okay. I just haven't been able to go anywhere in traffic. Just haven't felt like I've had the speed.
Well, Chase Elliott only has 2 more opportunities. He's got the rest of the race today and Phoenix next week, or else he's looking at his first winless season since 17.
54 of Ty Gibbs. As we watch these
Hasn't had a winless season since he started winning.
Looks like Ty Gibbs again. A little bit of help this time. It was
Is that the 42?
Yep.
Now what? You say it when getting older starts getting old.
You're probably right, Rick, because it's probably going to end up being one of the Championship 4 cars that wins Phoenix, so...
When you realize you've got the rest of your life to look forward to, ask, now what? Here's what. You tap into the insurance, investment, and retirement expertise of Prudential and get everything you need to help ensure the best is yet to come. Who's your rock? Speak to an advisor or visit Prudential.com.
Football season at PointsBet is now a Fanatics experience. And whether it's a pick six or a game-winning Hail Mary, the only guarantee this season is that anything can happen. But the one thing you can count on is PointsBet's Power Hour, where every day from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern, you can claim an exclusive offer. The play clock is ticking. Power Hour, only on PointsBet by Fanatics. More rewards than ever before.
We've come a long way in 125 years. From dirt tracks to super speedways and every track in between. Never backing down, pushing boundaries and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
Voice, new tomorrow on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Sunday night football. The Chicago Bears are in Los Angeles facing the Chargers. And coverage beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern with Football Night in America on NBC and Peacock. Chicago, that big win last week over the Raiders. And of course, the Chargers, 3 of their 4 losses. They've been by 3 points or less, so they've been close, but doesn't help too much as we take a look at.
All right.
Brought to you by Rudolph Mortgage.
Well, mistakes. Try not to make any.
Just over 190 laps to go. Blaney Hamlin at the front. 2 guys that came into the day looking to try to make it into the Championship 4. They sit in the best well, almost the best positions.
When are you going to make your last pit stop? We saw right there some guys pitted a little bit ago. They were not able to make gains.
Up. Brad's done.
Behind the wall. And
that'll be Keselowski out of the race.
They were involved in that accident earlier.
Radiator go? Oh, yeah. Radiator, and I think eventually the engine might have gone on the 6, so he's done.
I can't tell if this is an engine expiring. It seems like an awful lot of smoke out of the exhaust. The fire for sure is a concern. Let's take a...
You missed actually a heck of a race between Blaney and Hamlin today, Tyler. It's been a good battle between the 2 of them for up front most of the day. Byron's in trouble. Hasn't had a really good handling car all day today. Reddick, same deal. Truex has been top 3, but he's stuck back in traffic because of a speeding penalty, and then car came off the jack on a pit stop.
He's trying to work on it, but when you come into the Cup Series and do that, you're going to get some hard lessons from these guys. Because, you know, there's not a lot of people going to stand up to you in the Truck Series or Xfinity Series, but this Cup Series is a little bit different.
All right, here we go.
Actually battling for a Truck Series championship next weekend.
Yeah, this is a brief rundown. I could go more detail, but that's just kind of a brief rundown as far as the championship race goes, Tyler. Keep you abreast of that with 190 to go here. All right, guys. 190 to go. Let's play a little fair here, Denny Ryan. Let's get through to the end, and then you guys can settle at the end of this thing, you know? I love the battle you guys are having, but let's wait to the final 10 laps of this race and have a nice, good, clean battle for it.
Is also the co-owner of the 23, the car that's on his inside.
Blaney has his two teammates in the top 5 with him now, Cindric and Logano.
Denny's got to be careful here. Doesn't want to lose a lot of track position.
03. 03, Shadow. 03 was the last year before the chase format. The year Kenseth basically took over the point lead at race 4 and never looked back.
Running back there in the 5th spot.
But it's a hornet's nest back there. So right now with Bubba around Hamlin, it is Byron up by 7 over Hamlin.
Nose to tail now.
Yep, pretty much.
Back through Briscoe and Gilliland. Busher with Briscoe on the outside.
I watched sporadically. Obviously, my first race was the 01 500, but the first full season that I can clearly remember watching was 2003. I actually remember I missed the July Daytona race because I wasn't aware that they switched networks in the middle of the summer. So I taped Fox thinking the race was going to be on Fox. No, it was on NBC. Whoops.
Steve, when you bring
yep, Biffle's first career Cup win.
You didn't come under this most recent caution.
Labonte was catching him late in that race, but Labonte ran out of gas on the last lap.
About 160 laps, so 25 laps from now.
In 1 and 2, which allowed Biffle to just pull away enough to win it.
When you come to pit road on this final stage, and how many times, track position still seems to be king as Blaney and Wallace Hamlin control the front of this field. You see Truex kind of stuck back here in 16th, trying to recover. I will say, doing an okay job.
Ooh,
right
Larson inside of MTJ.
He might be in the best
Larson, I think, is the highest running of those that just stopped.
We have another quick yellow. He probably could stay out and get some track position.
His teammate just a couple cars ahead of him. Byron right now again, 6 points up on Denny.
Todd's had a great run today. This 38's ran up in the top 20 for most of the race. Done a good job, had good speed. Trying to fight. Running around cars that he usually doesn't run with all year and trying to earn that respect.
Gilliland running in the 14th position. And Byron just in front of him, Marty.
Yeah, you're my age. Well, it depends on when you were born, Tyler, but you're my age, so. I was 9 to 99, basically October, November, December, but.
We still need a little bit of entry. My drive is good. I'm pretty connected. I just need a little bit more entry.
I already said it's weird to me. I'm Joey Logano's age. Granted, he was May and I'm October, but.
When your driver tells you that was a powerful adjustment, you like that as a crew chief. It also helps Ryan Blaney is leading. That means Byron on the right side of the cut line, but finally some hope in the 24 camp with the race car.
Yeah, gave me some adrenaline as a crew chief. Any adjustment that was powerful enough that
and actually, the recent development I see here is look at the interval. This is the biggest lead we've actually seen today.
That can adjust what he's looking for. He's going to have at least one more
with 100 and roughly it'll be 178 probably by the time I mentioned that, but to go. So
pretty wild right here. It's one car.
Again, these are the Chastain didn't pit, I think, under the yellow, but the other guys behind him did. So. And this is basically what, 16th on back. If I'm right.
How long will the patience play off? That was another one of the keys, and around goes one car. Looks like the 34.
They're gonna give him a chance to get going again. Nope, caution out.
And brings the caution out.
McDowell.
Yeah, that 5 in the 1 battle had a whole line of cars.
Actually, it has, Hamlin. Like I said, Blaney and Hamlin have actually, until just this recent run from the restart, Blaney and Hamlin have been pretty much within a second of each other. So
This car at this racetrack, you can hardly spin anybody out. They figured out how to do it now. There's been a lot of contact with cars going around. You see right here in the corner.
is that the 42 again? Yeah. No, that was Jones, I think.
You know, he just ran out of
Looked like the 43 to his inside. Yeah, it was Jones.
McDowell didn't give any much room at all.
Yeah, McDowell ran him a little tight. Once the contact was made, the 43 turns right to save himself, right? Up the track and then turns the 34 around.
Now, Steve, you get the
Yeah, I'm iffy on that one. I think we probably could have stayed green on that one. Give him a chance to get going again, but
which could be the last time for the day if I think I can make it on fuel. Just in case this thing continues to cycle.
Jace's crew took 2 tires on their stop.
I don't think I want to run 176 laps. Now, if I don't think I can make it on fuel, I would stay out. But if
I can understand maybe what the leader's doing here. Get to that last window and just pit and not come back to pit road. But we'll see. Yep. Here they come.
Sure enough, and the 12 gets the first pit stall, Dave.
See if anybody else, see if any of those guys that pitted previously will stay out here. Nope. Well, I've seen Byron. Yeah, Chase is going to stay out. I can't see any other notable lead lap ones. There must have been there had to have been somebody ahead of Chase that stayed out.
And for the 11 team, this could be the most important stop of the day.
No. I believe Elliott might have been the only one lead lap car. I think LaJoy's on the lead lap.
The 24 car for Rudy Fugle. William Byron said just a little bit too free in, but the exit is still good. The drive off really happy with that. He also
might be some I might have been some 2 tire plays, I think, there.
He agreed with you, Junior. He said
yeah, no tires or 2 tires.
Too tight on the exit of the corner for
that seemed weird to me that Elliott was the only one that stayed out. That's why a couple of guys came and took 2 tires or fuel only. Well, Frankenstein. Edgar Wintergroup.
For millions of young people, Boys and Girls Club of America provides a safe place where science, technology, and NASCAR.
Yeah, on pit road. Right now I'm not worried because Blaney is in at the moment, but we'll see what the points look like once they cycle back here.
And build the foundation towards a better tomorrow. After all, great futures start here.
Again, we'll see how the rest of this plays out.
This is the GMC Sierra. Available with the V8.
I don't know. He wasn't in the top 10, Zach, so I didn't see where he came out.
And the multi-pro tailgate. GMC
You know what?
Sierra. It's the truck.
Let me use my little cheat sheet here.
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts.
Okay, so the cars that stayed out were Elliott, LaJoy, Jones, and McDowell.
Bonus bets instantly appear in your account.
Stayed out. Almirola is the first one that came off pit road. Didn't take tires. Larson behind him.
This week, go for 2. Bet $5
And Briscoe, Busher, Stenhouse, Gillen, all played strategy. Bubba's the first on 4. Then it's Hamlin, Blaney, Bell, Cindric, Priest, Harvick, Logano, Reddick, Burton. Byron's 21st.
Get way more into
So the difference between
on the Xfinity 10G network.
there's only a couple spots. There's only like 9 spots between them.
Less than 175 laps to go.
Truex is 23rd.
Martrex Jr. started on pole.
And we have 26 on the lead lap. Kyle Busch is the first car off the lead lap, 2 down. And that is literally the running order at the moment.
Struggling big time. Contact with Eric Jones.
And then later the 12 car.
Well, we'll see. Track position has seemed to be big, but we haven't had like the 2 dominant cars really of the day, Blaney and Hamlin. This is the first time they're really going to be back in traffic. Now, Blaney earlier in the race was able to make it through at the start of the race. He started 12th and was able to drive up to the lead, but again, that was 200 almost 300 laps ago. So we'll see what happens now at this point.
Troubles on pit road again. Jack Falls losing positions.
It's going to be a nail biter.
After the restart,
Roughly about 170 to go once we get the green here.
and
And now with different varying strategies.
looks like we might have an issue with our pace car.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's pulled up to the top of the racetrack, and now it's starting to move here. I'm not sure exactly what was going on.
Pace car problems?
They're struggling to get the car to move. We have a cleanup truck pacing the front of the field, so we have that under control.
Looks like an electrical problem because it looks like it's cut off. Yeah, the light's cut off.
They're trying to figure out what to do because they have to follow the pace car.
And Chase is like, I don't want to pass you. I don't think I'm
I wonder if
allowed to
it's
stop
battery issue. Looks like a battery issue.
Race that we would see things we've never seen before. All right, here we go.
Oh my! Now,
Now they're gonna tow it off.
So good right here. This is.
Can they not just push it with another truck or?
Yeah, put it in neutral. Unless it won't start. If it won't start, you can't put it into neutral. So.
Martinsville fans are literally in 1 and 2 cheering the tow truck about to tow the pace car. That's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely something.
I wonder if it is a battery problem. And then it just won't fire, because that's what it looked like. It looked like it just cut out because you can see the lights on the front cut out. But it makes me wonder if the actual lights are on a different circuit.
On pit road this last time.
Oh, there's a couple guys caught for speeding. Nobody would know. But
Grandstands for shades now.
all right.
Stretch and Parker.
Well, as we run these extra pace laps here, this is actually helping a bunch of teams that were really tight on fuel here as we have 170 laps to go.
It should be notable, the last time they pitted, two of the guys that are up here, I noticed Amarola and Elliott, 2 tires, so a couple other guys I noticed up there that took 2 tires during the recent run of stops too, so.
Second pace car, and they'll swap the driver into the backup pace car.
Backup pace car, of course.
Yep, gotta have a backup pace car. Right? You get backup race cars, we get a backup pace car.
Hopefully, I mean, let's get this show on the road. Let's get the race going.
Come on. Get them set up, get them strapped back in there, let's go.
Chastain do something that we had never seen before in NASCAR. When
All right.
The wall and ended up gaining
168 to go as we cross the line to the green. It's Elliott and the Joy with a bit of pit strategy going to be up front here. Let's see what happens. 168 to go in Martinsville. The cutoff race to make the championship 4.
So much still on the line.
Top 3 cars pitted on lap 305.
We'll see how the points change with this play. Yep, Blaney is in at the moment. Byron is in at the moment.
2 spots remain.
So 9 points the difference.
Right now they're held by the 12 of Blaney and the 24 of William Byron. You see the points on the lower left of your screen.
And this is the first time.
Elliott LaJoy racing for the top. Amarola's going to get shoved out of line. Ooh, he got off the wall.
I don't know if this is going to be over with.
So Jones, a little bit of a stack up.
Almirola's upset. The 43's upset. Maybe the 5's even upset.
7 points right now. Blaney and Hamlin are both on the bottom of the racetrack. Just outside the top 10.
Right there inside the top 10.
He's being reminded how nice it was up front.
Here's Blaney that's trying to sort himself out. Here's Denny trying to get down into the corner. Underneath his teammate. We'll call him a teammate, Bubby Wallace. And Denny sees all this in front of him. He's like,
ooh, they split McDowell.
Yeah, 34.
There's a little hairy there, split McDowell. Bubba got in the wall a little bit.
Bubba got squeezed into the wall on the outside there.
Blaney, it looks like both Blaney and Hamlin got through a little bit of that Hornets nest. Hamlin into 10th.
Laps, but apparently under 170 laps, it gets a little chaotic.
Well, it's a little chaotic.
Blaney to 11th. They're basically following each other through the traffic right now.
We knew the field was going to be mixed up, and here it is.
Denny underneath the 47 now. Trying to move forward.
Honestly, Ryan's doing the right thing. Just follow Denny through the traffic. Just follow Denny through the traffic. Let him open the holes, you fill them.
He's like, 11's making the hole.
Exactly. Hammond slowly, as he gains positions, he's gaining those points back. It's 5 points the difference. Actually, no, Larson is actually technically leading the playoff drivers. Penn. Obviously, Larson and Bell, it doesn't matter because they're both in the finale, but Larson is actually leading of the playoff guys.
Crossover move out of Cindric behind these two.
6 points the difference.
Bubba Wallace still stuck on the outside.
He's putting up a big fight, though. He is not quitting. We've seen all day this outside it's not bad.
Right now, the big holdup, I think, is McDowell. McDowell's really bunching up these guys right now.
Roll around some of them.
Saw Priest get into the back there of the 34 of McDowell.
Well, they would need to pit for fuel, I think. Get wrecked. I don't think they're going to make it on fuel. They have to stop again for fuel. Playing a little bit of strategy to try to get track position. Which at this point in the race, if you got nothing to lose, is a good play. But what you're hoping for is this Hornet's Nest back here gets us a yellow to where you pit kind of somewhat keep track position. With 26 cars on the lead lap.
Sure did. Yeah, he's been really aggressive. When he gets to you, he's going to hit.
Blaney and Hamlin both in the top 10 now, 9th and 10th.
Well, McDowell's actually pretty calm there.
But Bubba might not be, and he's right behind the 34.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chastain knew it was coming, and he sailed it down in there to keep from getting hit. And behind this, there's William Byron. He has gotten by Tyler Reddick. Tyler just a big struggle today.
Byron is doing what he has to do.
Just 1 year ago, when we saw
just kind of sit where he's at. You know, he's got a 7-point cushion to Hamlin.
Presented by Pods Moving and Storage. We do have to go back to a year ago.
Yeah.
When we saw
I mean, you can't not talk about it now. You know.
To do to get into the championship four, he was behind the 11.
Honestly, still. Again, the most impressive thing is the fact he made it work. It's not that he attempted it. It's not that he thought about it. It's the fact he made it work. And it's still amazing. Whatever side of the fence you stand on it, the fact that he made it work is... Like I said, he literally could retry that move 100 times. And it only worked that once. Easily, perhaps, the biggest moment of the last 20 years in this sport. Easily. Easily.
You know what? We can't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, it was outlawed. He was going almost 100 miles an hour faster than the cars on the inside. There's a great look at the helmet that's painted that way.
Of course, the sponsor on Chastain's car for today.
You know, there's an access gate over on turn 4. It worked, and I'm gonna give him the credit. It was
I wish I would have. I had the clip saved on my other Twitch account, and I lost that clip of my reaction to it. I might have. I don't think I said. I wish I would have downloaded it, saved it, but yeah, I was more pointing out the fact that Bell won the race, and then when they started, Chastain was making. Did he make it? And then when they showed it, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the world?
Do it again, knowing the danger that's involved. A little bumping there out of the 11 of Hamlin trying to get Briscoe up the racetrack.
Honestly, the best reaction, I know a lot of people don't like him, but the best reaction out of the drivers, I honestly think was Joey Logano's. Logano probably had the best reaction to the drivers, honestly. Because I rewatched that the other day, all the audio, the radio chatter, and I think Joey Logano had the best reaction.
Yes.
And you got this on Xfinity Mobile.
Yes.
This thing isn't working. Now hold on. Do you like my partner's hair?
Yes.
Oh, it's working. It's working real good.
Get the new iPhone 15 Pro on America's most reliable 5G network.
Well, Blaney and Hamlin cutting their way through the field.
When it comes to the wrong mattress, you snooze, you lose.
I'm telling you. Could be battle of the white cars by the end of this day.
You can snooze now and pay later with 0% interest for 60 months. Make every snooze count.
I still think they're the two best cars in this field.
A first child can be stressful.
At this point, Zach, yes, Hamlin would be the provisional race leader. He's the first one on 4 fresh tires.
Cat ladies deserve rewards.
It's him and Blaney, the first 2 of the 4 fresh tire guys on the most recent stop.
And these people we found on the internet can be automatically enrolled in the Progressive Loyalty Program and get special rewards. Even people who just got back from Europe.
No, but Bubba was the first off pit road, but he lost all the positions.
Right now, Sonic small
So, right now Hamlin is the highest running.
I'll just list flavors in my sexy voice.
Bubba actually beat him off pit road with 4 fresh tires. But he lost the track position in that shuffle on the restart. So
to be in the race.
I said white cars, not white card.
4 finalists will win a trip for 2 to the NASCAR Cup Series championship race at the Phoenix Raceway, with the grand prize winner taking home $1 million. The championship 4 is set. Here are the 4 finalists for the $1 million grand prize. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR.
Yeah, that's a big question, right?
The NASCAR Powerball playoff.
I made you great.
You made me you.
I'm not the monster.
If Hamlin gets back to the lead,
Have a missing 19-year-old. The clock is ticking.
Byron would need Blaney to beat Hamlin.
This is a lot of blood.
This room just became
Byron's best friend would be Ryan Blaney. Because that's the only way I think that Byron would shave off elimination if Hamlin gets the lead late here.
Gabrielle, forgetting something.
Found Tuesday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Yeah, I know, that would be cool to get that.
Playoff drivers all fighting for a spot in the championship 4. Well, that weekend is coming up.
It's next weekend.
In Phoenix. And it all starts with
The final race weekend for NASCAR. God, it's hard to believe it's already the end of the year, you know?
Xfinity Series
You know?
champion. Then on Sunday on NBC and streaming on Peacock at 2 o'clock. We'll get you ready for the big race, the championship race, where whichever of the 4 drivers that are in the championship.
Well, like I said, for those that just joined, I'll be doing all 3 races next weekend, so I plan on it. It's the last weekend of the year, of course. I'm going to do all 3.
Right now, 3 drivers that are closest to the cut line.
It's basically, at this point, with 140 to go, it's a 3-man race. Blaney, Byron, and Hamlin. It's 3 guys for 2 spots.
Championship 4 spot.
As they run.
Up front, it's Chase Elliott.
The Chase is the leader on a little different strategy. Is the race leader. He's got about 2.5 up on LaJoy. And Almirola, Jones, Larson, Busher, Hamlin, and Blaney, who are the first on 4 tires, are running 7th and 8th.
So he's been fighting to get a win. That's one of the biggest things that Chase Elliott has said over and over and over. We would just like to win a race this year.
Yeah, he's had winless seasons before the beginning of his career, but once he began winning,
Yep.
he has never gone winless since, and that's what he's trying.
He's not gone winless since he started winning.
Non-playoff drivers winning.
But only 2 opportunities left, today and next week.
Eliminated. We went to victory lane in 2014. We've seen some other. It was Clint Boyer won a race here late. So you just wonder if today is the 9th day. He last pitted at lap 305. I don't think they can make it on fuel. That'd be a long, long ways. But if we run for far enough, another say 30 or 40 laps, the caution comes out. I'm thinking the whole field might pit anyway, so he'll keep the track position.
What Chase needs is he wants this race to go just a little bit longer, and then get it to have a caution where all the leaders will come back to pit road with enough laps on their tires. If it goes green to the end, he's not going to make it on fuel. He's going to have to pit under green pretty much. So,
Steve, my math tells me they're going to be a little bit shy on fuel, but otherwise the car looks good out front. What does your calculator say?
Yeah, I agree. I think short on fuel as well.
and that's interesting because Elliott has only the 1 win here, which was this race in 2020, the race that locked him to the championship 4 the year he won the title.
We've seen long runs to the finish. I'm not sure if we're going
It was interesting, he has the the most laps led he's led on a racetrack is here.
We know they're exhausted mentally with all the.
You would think Charlotte Roval,
I think, something's gonna
where he has a couple of victories there. But
Want to get a few more updates from pit road. We'll start with Kim and the driver of the 5.
And what a great call by crew chief.
it's like Hamlin and Blaney are slowly reeling in Busher for that spot. It's only about a second among those three.
They took fuel, only gained 14 spots on pit road for track position. But the question is, are they good on fuel? Take a listen.
Even us and all the guys on the same fuel strategy with us are sitting slightly short from now to the end of the race. But assuming like one more caution period.
But again, Larson has nothing to lose. If they have to pit late, if it goes green, they got nothing to lose. They're in the championship 4. You know? Basically, the first car we know that is safe to the end of the race is the 11.
Are really, really tight on fuel. They're not sure they're going to make it. They then told them keep the 12 behind you. As you look at the points here.
Oh, well, now they're saying that Hamlin might be close.
The 11 team can control their destiny is to go up there and win this race. They feel like they're in the position to do that right now, Dave.
Ryan Blaney running
True.
radioed his team with 2 statements.
Exactly, Hamill.
And a question. The statements were, it doesn't turn as well in traffic, and I'm just chilling here. The question, are we pretty comfortable on fuel? The answer back, yes, sir. Marty?
Dave, time for the Toyota driver update. Martin Truex Jr. sitting in 22nd right now. Today, October 29th, record high temperatures here in Martinsville. We had 84 earlier today, and that and bumper cars having an effect on the 19.
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought that was going to be more upset radio from Truex. No, they're talking about overheating.
Jeff, I just checked in with James Small. They don't seem too concerned about the overheating issue, but I have heard several drivers mention inside the car. William Byron especially said when he's beside a car, it is so hot in this race car. Has that been a big issue with this new car for NASCAR, even though we're 2 years in now?
The only way I could see it working that is if we see a yellow in about the next 30 or so laps. If this goes green to the end, it's not going to work out. They're going to have to pit. They cannot make the end of the race. For them to make that strategy work, they need to go another 30 laps so we can a lot of laps on tires where everybody pits. And then you need a caution. Otherwise, that strategy is not going to work. The top 6 cannot make it, by what we're hearing. The first one that might be able to make it is Hamlin in 7th. Because the amount of time it takes to fuel the car, change 4 tires. Although Hamlin's crew says he's close, Blaney's crew says they're good to go. So I would assume that Hamlin could make it if Blaney says he's good to make it.
That's my team out there.
If our network goes down, lives are at stake.
Our comms have to work.
Or the mission won't.
That's why we partner with Verizon Frontline.
We'll have basically 125 to go here.
So we don't worry about getting through. And they're the most reliable 5G network in America. Out here, reliability is everything.
I'll check the race times and tell you who's quickest right now.
#1 network choice in public safety.
Quickest car on track at the moment among the top runners. Last lap by was actually Eric Amarola. Eric was actually the quickest car.
Never backing down.
The 233. All the 21s, 233 was the best lap, and that was Amarola.
But there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official.
I appreciate the people viewing, shifting the viewership between the nice number and just kind of hovering right around that nice number.
5 years on guest approved essentials starting at just $17.
That's funny.
Plus save on accessories store-wide to finish every look. Shop and save today, only at Ashley.
The Sonic 2%.
I'm just, as a Blaney fan, I'm on pins and needles because I know we're that close to making it. And Amarola actually is all over LaJoy right now for second.
That friend that says they only want one bite never just wants one bite. Sonic 2 for $7 deal.
When you have auto glass damage, trust SafeLight. My customer really relies on his
Or is this being possibly the final 2 races of Eric Amarola's Cup career? Today and next week.
So when he got a cracked windshield, he turned to SafeLight. We're the experts at replacing glass and recalibrating your vehicle's camera. So automatic emergency.
Runs any more Cup races, it won't be in the 10 car. Ooh, we almost put the bumper there.
And that means a lot.
A little bit.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
Jesse L. Martin.
It wasn't a shocker, Batty. It was coming. It was just a matter of when.
That's why you're here. Like
kidnap someone who couldn't afford the ransom. Poison. Why get fancy with polonium when you can shoot the target in the head?
I hear people are irrational.
People do inexplicable things.
Why?
Science.
So this is just a theory.
Gravity was just a theory at one point. The irrational. Tomorrow.
So I believe Denny's on board looking at Busher.
Fans, make sure you download the official app of NASCAR. It allows you to follow the action with free live.
Yeah, that's literally what I'm looking at right now is the app.
All you have to do, search NASCAR in your app store, and you can start a free trial today. Less than 118.
It really seems like it has, hasn't it, Batty?
Series playoffs, Xfinity 500.
Seasons are going by so quick that.
Out in front, it's Chase Elliott. He has a 2.7-second lead over Eric Almirola. Corey LaJoie running third. Eric Jones is fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Busher, Hamlin, Blaney, Briscoe, and Bell all in the top 10. Differing pit strategy.
So looking at the points as they run on the bottom of the screen here, bottom left.
The 7 of LaJoie, they came to pit road on lap 305. Almirola on 325. Dave.
Truex.
Corey in that questionable area in terms of making it to the end.
Truex Shadow.
This morning about yesterday, which was a great
You forget Truex. Truex is actually the last one that would still be active in the Cup Series after this year. That drove for DEI.
So it's been a struggle to get to the front. He's done it now. Maybe a lot of caution, Steve. I'm not so sure that'll save him today. Probably going to have to come to pit road for fuel again.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I was saying, for these guys, they want to run long enough that everybody has to come to pit road. But it's been a big year for this Spire Motorsports team. They run the 7 and the 77.
Almirola did get around the 7.
Just a third charter.
So they rank up to second. Now he was the first off pit road in the most recent stops, but did not take tires on his stop. Took fuel only.
We see Gainbridge on the hood. We see that name a lot when we go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. If you watch the IndyCar series, you see that name a lot.
Let's see if we can try to gain on Elliott here. Try to cut a little bit into that lead.
Their support of Spire has helped this team not just grow in size, but grow in numbers. This is statistically the best year Corey LaJoie has ever had, and it's great.
And given the finish we saw here yesterday, I mean the race that we saw today between Blaney and Hamlin, it's
spoken much about all day, and in the playoffs, if he wins, he would advance to the championship for is Chris Busher, and here he is running in 6th place. They played a smart strategy. They got some track position.
Now, what would really be wild, and what I would really want to see, granted I don't think he's going to get the lead here, nor is he going to hold off Hamlin or Blaney here, what would happen if Busher was leading the race at the moment? What would that do to the championship race? I think it would still be Blaney over Hamlin, but...
Right behind him, Denny Hamlin, continuing to try to move forward. He's sort of stalled out.
Yeah, well, that'd be 2. Because if he gains 1, Hamlin gains 1 point. It's 1 point per position, remember that. So that's, no matter what, you lose a position, you lose a point. You move up a position, you gain a point. So what Hamlin needs running P7, he would basically need to win the race. At this point, the way the points run, if Byron keeps running where he's running. If Byron loses a couple positions, that position that Hamlin needs to finish in changes.
He needs those 6 spots. He needs those 6 points. He needs to find himself up toward the front, if not win this race outright.
And Denny still thinks he has to win.
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
Well, right now he'd have to. Based on the position he's running in, which is P7, and Byron where he's running, Hamlin would have to win, would have to get to the lead of the race.
Really possible are 2 different things. Like Denny Hamlin's not gonna if this thing goes green, he's not gonna drive.
And so far, we've been green since the most recent caution. So
we know they're short.
For the top 6,
will they try to stay out there and make it?
Everybody behind Busher should be good to go to the end. It's only the top 6 that would actually have to stop under green if we stay green to the end.
Might as well stop trying and ain't doing nothing. Big S to 9's leading. 115 to go here, 1-5. We got something right.
Steve Truex growing frustrated behind the wheel. James Small may be out of options to be able to advance to the championship 4. Martin Truex Jr. Steve told me at Darlington, the first race of the playoffs, it feels like 2017 all over again. We have the speed to win every week, and it's been a disaster of the playoffs. How in the world did this happen to the regular season champion?
Well, I'm not sure even with 106 to go, there's enough time to list all the issues. I mean, they have had pit road issues with pit stops. They've had poor, strategy choices. Truex has sped on pit road. There's been other mistakes.
So how soon till we see the Black Flags Matter video on Martin Truex Jr. for this season, the collapse?
Yeah, the 19 has it. They're just missing all the execution parts.
Yeah. This is the second straight year because you could argue Chase Elliott last year. Granted, Chase did make the championship 4, but you could argue Elliott last year. The second straight year that the regular season champion. Yeah, Amarola's on the move here.
It would be a huge deal for Eric Almirola.
Remember, Eric did this at New Hampshire a couple years ago.
If he could win this race,
Another flat track.
win this kind of racetracks, New Hampshire.
He's got a little fresher tires than Chase, about 20 laps fresher tires.
And having a great run this afternoon, as you mentioned. Almirola
2 tires, I think, that are fresher at least.
Chasing after Chase Elliott, who's leading here at Martinsville.
You don't have to be in the race to be in the race.
Yeah, that's what I said. Elliott made the Final 4 last year, which kind of saved him, but his playoffs last year were not great. Outside of the win at Dega, he had a very, very rough playoffs last year. In fact, it was the regular season title that basically carried him through to the Final 4.
4 finalists for the $1 million grand prize. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR, and home to the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
It was me the whole time.
Well done, ma'am.
What did I do exactly?
With Snapshot from Progressive, you get a personalized discount for doing exactly what you're already doing, being a safe driver.
Congratulations. This is a bowling trophy.
Yeah, it's the biggest one they had.
Under 100 to go
Oh, and the good one.
in the race to determine the championship 4.
Shakes are $1.99 all day. It sells itself, so I'll just list flavors in my section.
Who's going to make it? We know Bell and Larson for sure are on. Hamlin and Byron currently in. Or excuse me, Blaney and Byron currently in.
All the parts you need at the prices you want.
Less than 100 to go, so.
Every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive.
That's my team out there.
Start placing your bets. We'll put the question out there. We got 97 to go.
Or the mission won't. That's why we partner with Verizon.
Blaney is 16 up. Byron, I believe 7 up. Who's gonna get it? Three guys basically racing for 2 spots.
Extreme or routine?
Who's in? Who's out?
The #1 network choice in public safety. Learn more. It's your mission. It's your Verizon.
When night falls and they arrive, you can either run, hide, or try to stop them. But Sunday night in LA, there's nowhere to run and no place to hide. So we all know what happens next. Bears, Chargers, a Halloween weekend thriller made for Sunday night on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
We're under the 100 to go mark. 94 to go when the leaders come around.
Remaining in this elimination race from Martinsville Speedway. It's the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs.
Yeah, it looks like the 12 is catching the 11, and they're both catching the guys ahead of them, Busher and Larson. And Jones. So they are catching the cars ahead of them. And Almirola is catching the leader. It's cut it to under a second now.
Final 2 spots are the most important to grab either through points or a win if they're one of the 6 playoff drivers still fighting. Let's go through them.
Now we know at this point, the first one we've heard confirmation that they can make it fuel-wise if we go green to the end is Blaney's team. Now I'm assuming Hamlin can make it because he pitted the same time Blaney did and took 4 tires. So I'm assuming Hamlin can make it as well. Everybody else ahead of them is questionable.
Has to win. He's running 6th right now. Will the final pit stop sequence, if there is one, which I believe there will be here at Martinsville, they have to gain positions and they have to improve on that car a bit. Parker.
Well, like I said, Hamlin did, or Almirola did this at New Hampshire a couple of years ago.
He lost a chance at it with that Hail Melon move by Ross Chastain.
So,
Day today where he won stage 1. He finished 2nd in stage 2, and it looks like for all intents and purposes he will run in the top 5. It may not be enough for Denny Hamlin's 11 team to go fight for a championship at Phoenix, Dave.
Ryan Blaney has done enough right now as they
Ryan Blaney looking at his first ever Championship 4 appearance.
right now, not the time. Crew chief told him, I don't think it's worth trying to push it. Just run the bottom for now. They're good on fuel, Kim.
We know Blaney's good. He's the only one we know for sure that's confirmed they're good. And here comes a battle for the lead. Almirola on Elliott.
Pass for the lead right here.
The 9 and 10 cars, just like we had the 11 and 12 cars battle earlier. How about the 9 and 10 cars battle for the lead? That's humorous. 9, 10, 11, 12 that have battled for the lead today. You can't even write this stuff, you know?
Eric ran him down pretty quickly. I think once he gets
He is going to get it. Almirola to the lead with 88 to go.
The gap was over a 1.5 seconds.
On a weekend in which he announced that he would not return to that 10 car. He takes the lead at Martinsville with 88 to go.
Taking the pressure off. Chase Elliott now struggling a little bit.
I'll battle for the there's the position. Blaney looking for the spot on Hamlin.
Ryan Blaney has finally caught the 11 of Denny Hamlin and is passing
Ooh, door to door.
11. That matters because if you look at the points, Hamlin was already 7 behind Byron, trying to find a few points. Byron is back.
He's going to clear them. Not quite. They're still side by side off 2.
So the 11 had some hope.
Yep, they still got Busher in front of them.
Blaney just has to be patient down here.
Neither one of them really able to gain ground on here. They're gaining time, but just not ground.
Right in front of them, the lap car, Carson Host.
Well, Almirola, again, those guys are not playoff guys. The big thing right now is Hamlin's the one that needs to get to the lead. The way the points are right now, Hamlin's the one that needs to be getting the lead and leading this race.
Yeah, they're slowly running down that 17 of Busher.
Or he needs Byron to fall off. 84 to go. They are both catching Busher.
Not giving the 12 a lot of room to enter that corner too wide.
Ooh, Hamlin actually going to hold him off, though. Holds him off for now.
Runs up that high line. Once again, keeps momentum up.
83 to go.
Set his sights on getting by the 17 of Busher.
Yeah, well, didn't he continue to use the top of the racetrack? I think he's going to get to
then he might get around this 17 here. Trying to use the top side.
Right there, slide the back of the car.
Locks him up a little bit. Trying to get the Bushers outside.
Just late in the run here. Car twitching a little bit, trying to put the power down. Back to the bottom of the racetrack. Now he's
going to put a little bumper to Busher here. Let him know he's there.
17 off the bottom.
Steve, 90 laps already on these tires.
Yeah, another bumper shot. Like that bumper cam, though. Especially here.
Right there together. Here's a 12 again of Blaney. He's not going to look to the inside.
Blaney's still all over Hamlin. He'll look to the outside this time. Yep. Can run the outside pretty good. He's done it today. He's actually been able to get the lead off of using the top. So.
Briscoe saw it. He's going to chase after the 12.
So you can see him get clear, and he is going to get clear of Blaney or Hamlin. So Blaney around Hamlin. Briscoe now on Hamlin. He's going to have a look.
But Steve, we still do not believe that Elliott, LaJoie, Eric Jones, the guys that came on lap 305, that they can make it all the way on fuel.
I don't believe so. I think they're going to have to pit, but I think Almirola, Larson, Busher, Blaney, Hamlin, you know, they would rather probably pit. I know Hamlin wants to pit for sure because in his situation, it's going to be
Appreciate the follow. I wait for the icon to pop up. A little icon. Briscoe all over Hamlin.
I'm not sure. It's kind of, don't be too greedy. You never know if you stack them up how the restart could go wrong. The other half of all of this is, you know, William Byron is doing a nice job. He's passed the 19 of Truex. He's working on the 23 of Bubba Wallace. If you can get
Byron doing just what he has to do at this point.
Jeff, you said it 250 laps ago.
8 points is the difference.
It's clear racetrack, and William Byron, who has battled a poor handling race car all race
Blaney around Busher.
clear racetrack, is Blaney being pestered by Busher. Busher might be the sleeping giant here. We're not giving enough credit.
Steve, Blaney went by Busher. Thank you, Jeff. At least you pointed out that fact.
Just right side tires.
He got around Busher.
The pressure on the 11 of Hamlin now. Again, non-playoff drivers.
77 to go.
Playoff drivers for positions on the racetrack.
Almirola leads Elliott by about 7/10 of a second. LaJoy sitting third. Jones, Larson, all they cannot make it on fuel. They stayed out under the last round of stops. Ooh, Almirola gave the bumper to Busch.
Put the bumper to him
and gave a second bumper to him.
Amarola doesn't have to deal with any of these guys next year.
Yeah. 2 races to go. It's like, hey, I got a chance to win this race. I don't have to deal with you guys next year.
He doesn't want a caution. He's out in front.
Yep.
He has
Well,
track position now.
fuel might be an issue though at the 10. So.
With 75 to go, these tires are so old and worn that, you know, the beating and banging.
We'll wait and see.
It's going to take less of.
I mean, we still got, again, 74 to go this time.
A lot of battles right in front of Amarola. People trying to stay on the lead lap.
Blaney trying to close to Larson now. It's 7/10 of a second between those two. Now 6.
Down if Almirola can get by. 24 cars on the lead lap. Almirola leads here in Martinsville.
Yeah, nice seeing him lead here, especially with this race and Phoenix being possibly his last 2 full-time Cup races. Yeah. Head itchy. Itchy head, itchy head, itchy head. Yeah, but next week for the championship race, you know I'm going to have to rep my boy, so.
I like this too. Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's
Yeah,
go
Smithfield is leaving too. They made the announcement they're leaving too, so they won't be back next year.
You're lucky. Watching live sports never used to be this easy. Now you can stream all your games like it's nothing. Yes!
Tyler Reddick desperation on Blaney or Burton. Try to squeeze it in there and little contact.
Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Advance? In Advance Auto Parts. I need that die-hard power.
I know Blue Jimmy is streaming right now on YouTube. I don't know if Roots was going to stream a reaction today or not, but
And Advance Auto Parts is the home of Die Hard. We'll even install yours for free.
but I like where we're sitting. He got around Larson. Blaney's up to 5th.
Abuela?
Tell you what, if this thing stays green to the end, Ryan might be able to get up there. Are you talking Busch or Larson? Busch has not been good today at all. I mean, he's 2 laps down at this point. I think he just went 3.
Or the mission won't.
That's why we partner with Verizon Frontline, the network that truly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry about getting through. And they're the most reliable
Cameron on Busher.
network in America. Out here, reliability is everything.
Extreme or routine? Verizon Frontline.
That's for 6, or for 7, excuse me, not
Public
6.
safety. Learn more. It's your mission. It's your Verizon.
Well, Bumble, I may ask him if he wants to, but he's welcome to join my Phoenix stream next week for the Cup race. I gladly, I know What If hasn't been in here in a while, but I welcome him and Larson. I should put the message on Twitter or DM those guys, let them know, hey, if you want to join me, I'd be more than welcome to have you guys. I can allow that. Shag's not that bad a word.
66
I understand why it would flag it, but
leads the field. Stewart Haas Racing has not won this season.
Harvick a lap down now.
Right now on point. Pit strategy got him there on lap 3.
Well, we also got to consider now too is these cars that are a lap down now. We don't have a lot of cars on the lead lap right now, I don't think.
Has worked his way up
Blaney trying to catch Jones for 4th.
And Rick, some people might wonder when Eric still has it and the team still has it, why is
Ooh,
Eric
Briscoe and
Johnson
Busher a little bit of
so many
contact.
years in the sport?
Busher tried to get him, or Briscoe tried to get him off the corner.
The itch to race, but the time spent away year after year, month after
Yeah, I
month,
saw.
Has taken its toll, and he wants to spend more time at home watching his kids grow up and staying around with his wife. And
64 to go.
Still wants to race locally in the amateur level, but maybe even in trucks or Xfinity at a part-time level. Wants to scratch that itch, just doesn't want to do it week after week. This is a long season, and he's having a great run.
Me too, Shadow. Remember I said that. Even as the Blaney fan, I had him out in a round of 16.
To a team in some
As a Blaney fan, I am happy that I was wrong. You know?
He's worked himself up through the ranks.
I'm ecstatic I was wrong. Yep, Blaney got around Jones. He's up to 4th.
We're going to see Eric. I believe we'll see Eric Almirola around the racetrack in some form or fashion.
He's going to get LaJoy here, move into 3rd.
I do know he wants to spend time with his family, but there's a way to do both.
Well, a lot of drivers have a hard time doing it at his age, but impressive for Eric Almirola.
Hamlin trying to get Larson.
Now nose to tail as Denny Hamlin has closed the gap on Larson.
Yeah, Denny's gotten around the 17.
Now you're starting to see the fresh tires pay dividends versus the guys that took 2 tires or stayed out. Now you're starting to see that difference.
With every pass, Hamlin will get a little bit closer to Byron too. Each position.
But this is shaping up that if it stays green to the end, it's going to be between Blaney and Hamlin. And Hamlin pretty much looks like he's going to be in a situation where he has to win the race to make it. He's getting another spot here. We'll go to 6 points. And he's running what would be P6. So yeah, he needs to win the race to make it. Oh, he ran Larson up the hill. No more racetrack.
So I'm going to drive up the racetrack. Take some of that racetrack away from you.
Yeah, it'll be 6 points.
Larson's not going to give him any breaks. They have a little bit of a history.
Yep. Larson going to race him hard, obviously.
Larson just isn't going to cut him any slack.
And he doesn't. He's making it very hard for Denny Hamlin to get by.
Hamlin may send Larson here in a second, though.
The points are 7 between Hamlin and Byron. As long as Byron runs in the 18th spot, Hamlin will have to win the race if he wants to get into the.
That is if Byron hangs on to the position he's in. If Byron loses a spot or 2, that changes. So we got to keep that in mind. That's as Byron runs where he does, Hamlin's in a must-win. If Byron starts losing positions, that changes.
Under 57 laps remaining.
So what Hamlin needs to do is go up there and do what he can do, which is to put himself in a position to win the race. And again, you got to keep in mind what happened to Hamlin here last year. Was 2 corners away from making it last year. And of course, Chastain's Hail Miller move knocked him out.
Into the wall, showed his displeasure under caution. And now Kyle Larson
Hamlin up after, and Blaney got around LaJoy. And Larson was trying to fight that 11 too. I think Larson's tires are gone now because he's going to lose the spot to Briscoe too. Hamlin all over Jones for that spot.
And Byron would fall below 18th. We could have an issue. That would be Byron and Hamlin tied in points. The tiebreaker.
The finish of the round.
Would go to Hamlin. And so
Hamlin would have the tiebreaker. So Byron cannot lose any positions right now.
Well, and he's going to end up closer because, you know, if we run under green, we have Chase Elliott, who's going to have to come to pit road, and Corey LaJoy. So there's a couple spots. Now, unfortunately, Byron will get those spots as well. So the real question becomes, can Byron hold off Martin Truex Jr., who's on his rear bumper, and can Byron find some spots in front? Because if you look a ways behind Byron, there's the leader.
Yes. Hamlin would have the tiebreaker if he finishes better than 4th in this race. But what Hamlin needs at this point in time is he would need Byron
Marty, how about
to lose positions. At this point, even if Hamlin gets up there and it doesn't get the win, if he gets second, he needs Byron to lose positions. If Byron stays where he's at, he's in. The only way it changes is if Hamlin wins the race.
As long as he stays where he is in 18th, you can see William Byron saw one on the wheel there, a little bit too free off the corner, and Denny Hamlin doesn't gain many more positions.
Well, Hamlin holds the tiebreaker. You got to keep that in mind, Rick. But I think you're right. I think it's a 2-point difference if Hamlin gets the second.
Through the field as well, all the way up to third place. It's past Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie.
Telling you, you're starting to see the tire difference now. That's why Blaney and Hamlin are starting to cut their way through these guys now.
6.5 seconds back. More than likely going to catch Elliott. Don't think he's going to be able to run down Almirola.
Yeah, that's true too. Byron could also gain positions that could change that. But as it stands right now, if Byron runs where he does, Hamlin has to win the race. That's as simple as it comes here with 47 to go. Hamlin has to win if Byron stays in the spot he's in.
Struggling on the long run here with these older tires.
Justin Haley, though, in the 31.
Which, if we take the two difference, basically Byron could finish 19th or better, assuming Hamlin doesn't win and Byron would be in. 19th or better is where Byron needs to finish if Hamlin doesn't win the race. Oh, he's going to move Haley, I think, a little bit, trying to get to the outside of LaJoie.
Haley up the track.
And he's going to get more and more aggressive.
Yeah, he did. Byron did lose one. It's 4 points now. He did lose one. So now it's again, it would be 1 point to Byron's favor if Hamlin finishes second right now.
And then Hamlin. Here comes the 14 of Chase Briscoe. He throws it inside of that 7.
Again, Blaney's no longer the concern at this point. At this point, Blaney's no longer the concern for Hamlin. It could come down. All he needs is one position. If he gets the second, all he needs is Byron to lose one spot, which it'd be a -1. It'd be 1 point difference.
I think everything's pretty good still. I would tell him, look, everything's fine.
Byron is where he needs to be. He cannot lose any more positions. 19th or better, he's in if Hamlin runs second.
My big fear is we're kind of in uncharted territory, Jeff, right, on rear tire wear. Like, does these fall off a cliff, or are we kind of where we are? You know, sometimes
the biggest thing that's going to help Hamlin here is his teammates ahead of Byron, and so is the car he owns.
Trying to stay in front of the 10 car of Almirola.
42 to go at Martinsville.
You know, he needed a great day, right? And he's had a not so great day, and now he's fighting to stay in the lead lap.
Everything on the line. 3 points the difference. As they run, Almirola leads.
Yeah, I saw that going down the back straightaway, lost a lot of speed.
Ryan Blaney, the first car on 4 fresh tires. It's pitted the most recent.
Race leader, Eric Almirola in the 10. Trying to put the 45 a lap down. Marty.
Like I said, I think they're about. I don't know. We don't know. That's the gap. They're saying they can't make it, but I don't know how many laps they can make. Yep, 19th or better for Byron right now would get him in if Hamlin finishes second. Hamlin has to win if Byron stays where he's at.
The farthest he can go forward is Denny Hamlin. That's the car that he's worried about. Ryan Blaney wins. He is still in a good position, but you can feel the tension down here, Steve.
Blaney got around Elliott.
Well, yeah, and it's been a long run. Minds are exhausted. Drivers are exhausted. Tires are
Blaney's up to second.
One little slip can
about 3.5 back of Almirola.
3 points, you're fine.
And if we stay green to the end, I think Blaney's going to win the race. If we stay green. But the race is again between Hamlin and Byron.
I
I don't know who the next car is for Byron now.
situation and said, if you got anything left, we have got to go. He just got updated that Blaney's about 4 seconds ahead of him, and they've got to go after him. It's all on go for the 11 team going forward.
11 has to win the race if Byron finishes where he does.
Right now, these drivers trying to muscle these cars around this half mile.
36 laps to go.
Watching on.
And it's all come down to this.
Christopher Bell already in the
35 races.
Would like to see
Well, 34. 35 now. Harrison Burton is the next car behind Byron. And I believe he's about to go a lap down here to the leader, so.
Discussing as Ryan Blaney has taken this gap all the way down to 2.7 seconds, chunks of time.
Yeah, it's the tire difference is starting to show itself.
2 cars between Blaney and Almirola. It's the 8 of Kyle Busch, the
35 to go.
Still stuck behind that battle Jeff talked about of Reddick and Harrison Burton. Nowhere to go for the 10, the 12 closing in.
You talk about
those 2 cars right there are the spots that Byron needs to hold off for these 2 guys. I don't know where they are on the track right now. I think it's about half. It's either 4 tenths or I just saw Byron at the bottom of the screen, so it's only about a couple of tenths.
The 24 of William Byron is in an look at this mess. He doesn't want any part of this. He has the 19 right here. The
Priest is for position. That's a position for Byron, that 41 right there. That's for position.
With Harrison, Reddick, and Almirola, they're catching this group. So it's starting to stack the whole field up.
Yeah, the position.
That 41 is a position that Byron needs. He's going to rough up Priest a little bit to get it.
Byron's trying to get by Priest now. This would take that 18th spot back for William Byron.
And will Priest understand the aggression, right? It's unusual.
That's a position that Byron needed. Moves him to 18th.
That much contact. On the background, Eric Almirola on the outside of Tyler Reddick.
And Blaney has taken it down under 2 seconds now for the lead.
32 to go.
What was once a comfortable lead for Almirola, slowly disappearing to Blaney in the 12, Dave.
And remember, he is good on fuel. Remember what Jonathan has.
Again, the situation as we stand, if you're just joining my stream, Hamlin, if he finishes second, needs Byron to finish worse than 19th. Byron, if he finishes 19th or better, as long as Hamlin doesn't win, Byron is in. Blaney pretty much safe at this point. He's trying to go for the win on Almirola, who's on a different strategy.
If we have a restart and issues,
this 47 car looks like he's backing up pretty hard.
I remember last year, Hamlin came basically within 2 corners of making it last year.
Byron's all the way up to 17th.
But we'll see. Blaney closed it under a second to Almirola with 30 to go. Hamlin trying to close to Larson to get that spot. He's about a second and 3/10 off a third. But I think Byron might have just gained another spot there on the 47.
Currently looking good to advance, but if he wins,
I think Byron's up to 17th.
Nobody had Logano last year. A very average year. He went to Phoenix.
Yep, that is another position for Byron.
Double that down for Team Penske.
28 to go.
Here at Martinsville this weekend. And now
he's in a position to lock his spot.
To reel in that 10 of Eric Almirola.
2 car lengths now with 27 to go. I think if Blaney gets ahead of Almirola, it might be over. The only car that might be able to challenge him is Hamlin, if Hamlin can get there.
Nothing between him and the 10. The 10 trying to put the 47 car lap down. But
and what's notable here is as they keep lapping these cars, that's cars between... Those are positions that Byron cannot lose if we get a caution.
For the lead at Martinsville.
26 to go. It looks like Byron gained a spot on Chastain as well. That's another position.
And running well enough right now, points-wise, to advance to the championship 4.
If it stays green, I believe Blaney and Byron are going to be the 2 that advance if we stay green. Hamlin's trying. He's going to get Elliott for this spot. Take over third.
Chase struggling on those old tires, and Denny using that high line.
You're right, Bumble. You're right, Bumble. Absolutely. They got good when it mattered most. Homestead last week definitely helped, and this is going to be the biggest help right here.
They may have to be coming to pit road here soon. That includes the 9 of Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I think he's only a few laps away, and up top you see the 12.
Hamlin's going to get third, which will be provisional second, assuming the 10 can't make it.
And does he put the bumper to him?
I don't think Blaney's going to put the bumper to him. I think he's just a better car at this point. Almirola may fight a little bit, but I think the tire difference is too much. I think Blaney's just going to drive by him. Yep.
That gives the momentum to the 12.
Into 3 and 4. They're door to door. Coming up on Harrison Burton in the 21.
Blaney's going to get the lead. 22 to go. And again, it's 5 points. The difference. Yep, it's 5 points the difference. 5 spots on the track. Either gained or lost for Hamlin and Byron. And again, as they run, Hamlin would have the tiebreaker if they tie. Hamlin needs Byron to lose spots if he's going to make it. 20 to go.
Byron running in that 16th spot. Hamlin running third.
5 to the 12. 12's the leader. If the 12 gets to us, it passes us. That's 5. We're still good. Copy me?
Byron runs 16th. Again, 19th or better is where he needs to finish if Hamlin finishes second. Right now, Byron is there. But as a Blaney fan, I know I'm nervous. Although I think at this point, if he stays green, I think we're good. But
if the 12 passes us, tell William, do not freak out. It's okay. We're +6 right where we are, Parker.
But Byron's got to watch out, because if he gets passed by the leader, and Blaney passes another car and takes Byron out of the lucky dog spot, he can't gain anything. So that's the other big thing we got to keep in mind here. Granted, it's 17 to go, so.
And I think it's only going to get more dire because the 9 of Chase Elliott we expect to come to pit road. He's currently behind Hamlin. He's in front of the 24, so that'll be a point for the 24.
Hamlin is 5.5 off of Almirola.
So that's sort of that cycle. Those cars that did stay out. Last pitting on lap 305 should be coming to pit road.
Again, fuel and issue still for the 10 and the 9, so Hamlin may be able to get at least a second, but he's still going to be short. As they stand, Byron a little loose here off that corner. Leader just behind him now. 16 to go in Martinsville.
In a track where we have seen fireworks in the closing laps, here we are, 152 green flag laps.
Ryan Blaney sitting
if he's able to come up here and
on a possible chance to make the championship 4 for the first time in his Cup career.
It could trap the 24 car a lap down, and that could end up costing him a ton of positions if he doesn't have a great restart.
Yeah, that's the worry if you're a Byron fan right now, is if he loses the lead lap here and a caution comes out and he's not the lucky dog, now you run the risk of losing that position in a restart scramble. That's not something you want to give up. But he wants it. He needs it to stay green to the end. He wants this race to run out as is. Let it run itself out.
Has now put William Byron a lap down. So now only 13 cars on the lead lap with
13 to go. Sorry, Rick, it's 13 to go. They just crossed the 13, so.
That may come to pit road for fuel in front of that 24, his teammate Chase Elliott.
Big pop right there on the shift.
Yeah.
No, it was the steering issue at Homestead. I think that is what killed Hamlin's chances. Yeah. I as a Blaney fan, what a year. From winless last year to possibly the championship 4. Wow, what a difference.
Byron, 7 points ahead of Hamlin for the
11 to go in Martinsville.
For the championship 4.
It ain't over yet, so I can't. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch here, but.
I think he had the fastest car last year.
Watch out for this 12 team next week. They make Phoenix. Watch out for them last year. Last 2 Phoenix races, second.
He might not have tried.
Watch out for them next
what
week.
was on the line for his teammate Joey Logano last year. Given the opportunity for a championship, though, as Chase Elliott now comes to pit road, giving another
Yep,
position
Elliott's in.
to the 24 car on the racetrack.
It leaves basically Almirola as the last car.
14th.
That should be questionable. I mean, they said they were questionable, but
Drivers that had come to pit road on lap 305 have come to pit road again for fuel. The only cars on the lead lap last came on lap 3.
Blaney's got to watch himself with this traffic, though.
On fuel. Blaney out in front. He has a 1.4-second lead over Almirola.
That's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to be careful in this traffic. He's got about a second lead on Almirola.
A position on the racetrack is a point.
Yeah, remember, a power steering failure a week ago is kind of what put Denny Hamlin behind. He was running really good in Miami. A mechanical failure put him in the wall. Came here at 17 below the cut line. Led early, won the first stage, second in the second stage. He's going to run in the top 3 if it continues. It's just not going to be enough. Too far behind coming into the race.
And this is not over for Blaney. He has caught this pack, and this is what he's been greeted with. It is a mess. They are all racing to try to stay in the lead lap. The 34 car, he has stopped and put on tires, so he is trying to get through there on newer tires.
6 laps to go in Martinsville.
Hamlin is still 5 seconds back from Blaney, and Hamlin now in a must-win situation as they're running. 8 points separate Byron and Hamlin. Under 6 laps to go in this race.
There you see the 10 car still running second. Almirola a little bit quicker.
Now 5 to go. At this point, with those few cars are on the lead lap, you're pitting, I think, if we see a restart here with only 12 to go. Unless you're Denny Hamlin, who's in a must-win.
Exit, the acceleration just not quite there.
I think Byron's going to survive it.
What will this do for the mentality of the 12 team if they can hang on?
4 to go in Martinsville. Can Ryan Blaney punch his ticket to Phoenix? Will William Byron hang on? He's up to 13th, actually.
He's one of those cars.
Reddick's in. His hope's done.
A little bit of fuel and pulling away, so that
His hopes will end in the round of 8. 3 to go.
Well, and you got to remember, you know, these fueling systems are slower than the past cars, so we assume that they're all full, but that could be an assumption. Maybe the 45's behind. When you take 2 tires, you don't have the time to put as much fuel in it as you think, so we will see. I haven't seen a lot of chatter on the radio.
2 to go this time.
Concerned about fuel.
Under 3 laps. Do you have a mile and a half of fuel left? That's the question now.
2 to go.
2 to go for Ryan Blaney. Under a mile here at Martinsville.
Has never made the championship forward in his Cup career. This will be the first time. White flag in the air. Last lap at Martinsville. Byron 8 points up on Hamlin.
Half a mile of fuel is what Ryan Blaney needs. Less than that as he works his way through the final.
He's going to do it, boys. Ryan Blaney, welcome to the Championship 4. He's going to win at Martinsville. Unofficially, Hamlin will come home 3rd. It's not enough. William Byron claims the last Championship 4 spot by 8 points. Blaney, Bell, Larson, and Byron. Almost all B-name drivers. Will race for the championship in Phoenix next week. Ryan, you better burn this sucker down. Burn her down.
That will give him enough points
yes.
to be that 4th driver in the championship 4. This checkered flag moment brought to you by Advance.
Ryan Blaney advances to Phoenix, as does William Byron.
From practice and
How about the car number connection? 12, 24?
He was the fastest in Martinsville.
They both advance.
Backed it up today.
Oh yeah, if Blaney wins the championship, I'm getting a Blaney championship shirt. I'm telling you that. I may even get a hat too. If he wins the title.
appreciative.
Give me some merchandise.
Of the talents and performance that they saw today.
Nah, no tattoo. Not a tattoo person, so it wouldn't be a tattoo. Definitely gonna get merch if he wins it. Yeah, one more to go. The Alan Kowicki Polish victory lap. And Blaney not necessarily known for burnouts, which is what surprised me why he did that at Dega, doing the burnout at Dega, so. Happy dance. Happy dance.
William Byron out of the car. See him pouring water down his back. The fourth of the championship four. William
Larson is the only one looking for his second. Everybody else will be going for their first. Bell, Byron, and Blaney. It'll be Larson versus the B-named drivers.
The helmet's about to come off for Ryan Blaney. Let's go down and chat with him with Martin.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. Let's go.
He punches his ticket into the championship four.
Let's go get him.
They won at the round of 12 at Talladega, NASCAR's biggest track, and they win in the round of 8 at NASCAR's smallest track. Blaney will race for a title this year.
Oh wait, no, I wanted to repost. I wanted to quote it.
Gonna go collect the checkered flag in front of the hometown fans as well. He'll get a grandfather clock too. Told a spotter John.
Yeah, in the spring it was Byron and Blaney. They finished 1-2 at Phoenix in the spring. So.
Young man or young lady in the stands to give them the checkered flag. Ryan, welcome to the championship four. What's the significance of doing it at your home racetrack, Ryan?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's I grew up in High Point, so not too far from here, closer to High Point, honestly, than close to Martinsville than Charlotte. So it's really cool. We've been wanting to win here for a long time. Just been super close for many years, and awesome to close it out.
With all the talk this year, Ryan, of the struggles for Team Penske, how did you guys come to life?
For the second straight year, Penske will race for a championship. Remember, they were the dark horses last year.
Thought we put together a really strong playoffs. And,
very well could do it again.
You know, we had a good run in the whole round 8. So, yeah, just overall, just really proud of the whole effort. Awesome to have discount tire on the car.
I
Ford, Advanced Auto Parts,
can't say enough, you know.
Tex Imaging, Worth, Wabash, everything they do, it wouldn't be possible. So RP couldn't be here, unfortunately, but I know he's watching, and this is awesome. So can't wait to get to Phoenix next week.
Rick, I think these hometown fans have someone to pull for in the championship four. Ryan Blaney will try to win back-to-back titles for Team Penske.
And as 4 are celebrating, 4 obviously are disappointed that they won't be fighting for a championship. Mark Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Chris Busch are all eliminated from this round of 8. And so they'll head off to Phoenix and race for maybe one more win, but the title now out of their grasp. Ryan Blaney is going to now head to the Ruoff Mortgage Victory Lane to celebrate with his team. Pretty big win for Ryan Blaney in 16 starts here at Martinsville. He had never won until today. In a position coming in where he was above the cut line, fighting for a shot at that championship. He now has the most momentum of anyone going into the final.
Looks like I'm wearing the Blaney shirt next week.
Blaney goes out, leads 145 laps, and the most important one, the final one. He wins at Martinsville, and now is in the championship four.
For millions of young people, Boys and Girls Club of America provides a safe place where science, technology, and NASCAR come together. Where the green flag waves on potential careers, and the skills learned here excite, inspire, and build the foundation towards a better tomorrow. After all, great futures.
He definitely was a rocket, you know.
Now what? You say it when things get out of hand. At Prudential, we think you should say it when you hand down something valuable, too. Like when you realize a recipe is just one gift you can give them. Ask, now what? Here's what. You get life insurance from Prudential and help protect your family like you protect a family recipe. Who's your rock? Ask your employer about Prudential benefits or speak to an advisor.
It's the NASCAR America Post-Race Show, presented by Progressive, also streaming live on Peacock. The Champ 4 is set. Larson, Bell, Blaney, and Byron, the 4 drivers that will fight for a title. Kyle Larson has won one before. The other 3 will be going for their first championship. The winningest driver this year, William Byron, and he's the youngest that will be a part of the championship 4 at just 25 years old. Marty.
Let's chat with the regular season champ, Martin Truex Jr. A well-deserved seat on pit wall here. Man, it looked like early on you had a car that could contend, Martin. I mean, how much different was the game once the speeding penalty happened back in traffic?
It's completely different. I mean, you know, if we couldn't find a way to flip track position pit stop wise, we were never going to get there. I mean, our car was good, but the field's so tight, so close, and you know, your car just drives so much worse in traffic. So I felt like we did really good to get back to where we did.
I need some bathroom
You just burn the tires off so much worse back there on that hot, dirty track and a dirty air, and you know, you're in more rubber, and it's just a dogfight. So I don't know. We gave it a hell of an effort. I feel like we had a really strong car. I don't think we could have beat the 12. He was really, really strong, but we were definitely close. Something to work on for next time. But just really disappointed. You know, I mean, I thought I was well under speed leaving that box, and you know, clearly we were speeding. So obviously we have something to look at there, and it's devastating. But yeah, that's racing.
I go back to a conversation you and I had at Darlington before the playoffs started, and you said it feels like 2017 all over again. We can win any week. How do you start to put your arms around what happened to you guys after winning the regular season title here in the 10 races of the playoffs?
Man, I think it just shows how tough this sport is. And you know, anybody that races here and guys that have raced here that do the broadcast, they'll tell you, I mean, it's this close, man. And you find this little bit, and you know, suddenly you look like a hero, and you know, some other guys find some stuff, and suddenly you're not. And you know, we've been fast at times, but you know, execution hasn't been solid, hasn't been consistent. So we've had some bad luck. We've had a little bit of everything. And you know, like I said, some years it feels like it's your year, and some years it feels like it's not. And I just feel like we couldn't do anything right. And if it was ever a 50-50 call, it always went against us. And you know, the blown engine, the flat tire, you name it, just problem after problem. Just kept setting us back, and we couldn't get no momentum. But I think we did a great job today. Again, it was just a tiny little error. 0.2 miles an hour can ruin your whole year, unfortunately.
Rick, the regular season champion will not race for a title in 2023.
You talk about regular season champion and what he put together. 3 wins on the 2023 campaign.
I think to really put it in perspective, though, you have to go back a whole season ago. This is a driver that went winless, that didn't make the playoffs. Stuck with the same team, the same crew chief, the same organization to bounce back, to put this season you see on the screen in front of you, right? To put those 3 wins, to win the regular season championship. And then I think they felt like they were over the hump, and then these playoffs looked like last year all over again. Speed there. You just heard Martin say it. He couldn't even tell you what. A little bit of everything, because that's exactly what happened. A little bit of everything went wrong.
Happy dance.
And almost a mirror
Happy
image
dance.
of what happened a year ago. Denny Hamlin, the first driver out based on points, because what was done today by the 24 and the 12, and Parker standing by with Denny.
Right, Ricky, came to this race 17 points below the cut line. You won stage 1, second in stage 2, finished 3rd in the race, and it still wasn't enough to advance. Where did it go wrong for you guys today, Denny?
Ultimately, the mechanical failure last week with the power steering, that sealed our fate. But you know, really proud of this whole FedEx Toyota team for showing up, you know, today when we really needed to, and having a, I don't know, probably a mid 50-point day. Just they did great. They did absolutely great. And you know, the 12th car was the best car today, so congrats to them and all the Final Four that made it. They're all deserving. It's going to be a great show next week. But hey, we're not in it for sure with our FedEx Camry, but man, we definitely, I was happy with the performance we had today, and really all around. Just, you know, in round of 8, you just can't have one bad week, and unfortunately, mechanical failure, you know, takes us from running really well to in the 30s, and that's it.
What's the emotion like? Last year it was the Hail Melon that knocked you out. To be this close once again to going to fight for a championship and not getting that opportunity. 51 career wins. You're going to go down as one of the best of all time, but to not have another chance at fighting for a championship. What's the emotion?
Man, I just want to get ready and go try to win next week. I mean, I still love it so much because every week I feel like I got a shot to win. And that's what fuels my passion, even at my age, to keep doing this, is that I'm with the team that I've got that gives me such fast cars every week and gives me a chance to continue to pile on those stats before the end of my career. And it's not over by any means. We've got a long way to go. So really happy about the year in general. I thought substantially faster this year at all racetracks, you know, than what we were last year. But it's racing, right? I mean, this is the playoffs. You got a 3-race season. The 12 car showed up this round, right? And so he deserves to be in that Final Four, and you know, with the performance they had today was phenomenal. So I'm just happy for these guys, and one more week.
A lot of fight left in Denny Hamlin, this 11 team.
Denny's right. It's, you know, they have improved this year, and they look to be the favorite when we were moving through the first round or 2 of the playoffs. And again, he'll point to that failure at Homestead last week as what took them away from their opportunity to win the championship in Phoenix. But it's been an incredible career, and he said it. He's got more left. I think he's got more left. I think they can come back and repeat, have another great season, and give it another run, and we'll be here for it.
We've got plenty more from Martinsville, this elimination race. NASCAR America Post Race is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers.
PointsBet is now a Fanatics experience. So this NBA season, make it a daily dunk with Power Hour, where every day from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern, you can claim an exclusive offer. PointsBet, a Fanatics experience. More rewards, more merch, and way more to come.
We've come a long way in 125 years, pushing boundaries and giving it everything we've got. But there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
Designing an SUV for the electric age means redesigning what an SUV can be. Introducing
I know I'm hanging on to see if there's any more little post-race stuff before I call it.
With advanced safety systems. Designed to go farther with up to 300 miles of range. Designed to look and sound like nothing else on the road. Polestar 3, the SUV for the electric age.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
You're lucky. Watching live sports never used to be this easy. Running up and down that field looks tough.
It's pitch. Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
With every order.
The end of the round of 8 comes, and that means that now we know who the championship 4 will be. And it's Kyle Larson, 31-year-old, looking for his 2nd title. Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, William Byron, 29, 28, 25 years old, respectively. all looking for their first championship, and that will be determined next Sunday on NBC and streamed on Peacock. We saw William Byron climb out of the car. The first thing he did, he sat down. He was exhausted. Marty.
Yeah, Rook, we'll get to the heat with William Byron in a moment. You saw there racing for his first ever championship. What did you say to me when you sat down? Worst race of my career with the best result. I call it a slugfest with about 50 to go. Is that a fair description?
Yeah, man, I just, you know, obviously we're not very good. It was our worst race of the year, but it was so, these guys deserve it so much, and they work so hard, and you know, honestly, I just, with probably 50 to go, I felt really, really bad, and I just had to drive the hell out of it, and the guys stuck with me, and they just kept motivating me through little bits and pieces, and just kind of keeping my my mind straight, and I'm just really thankful for them, and it was just yeah, like you said, it was a slugfest, and thanks, bud. Appreciate it, man.
Eric Almirola in.
It was, you know, just appreciate everyone racing me good there at the end. Congrats to Ryan. That was really happy for him, brother-in-law. He was really fast, but man, we just had to hang on, and I just had to dig a little bit deeper, and I knew when I got out of the car I was just beat, but the result just means more than anything. These guys work so hard, and we've worked so hard all season, and I'm just really proud of them.
How tough were the conditions?
Yeah, you had the Kelsey Bowl, the Kelsey Bowl last year. Now you got the family battle here.
My face is bright red. My cool shirt was, all that stuff was great, right? But
Lane's significant, or Byron's significant other is Lane's sister. So
we train for that, and you just try to find a little bit more. You're not going to pull in, you know, I guarantee that. With +7 or +8, whatever, I was going to faint before I was going to finish or, you know, get out of the race. And, you know, just really proud of the team, and they deserve this, and we've worked really hard for it, so it's nice to see it pay off.
Rick, the championship race at Phoenix.
Yeah, I love that one, Hamill. That's funny.
William Byron.
An exhausted William Byron, but I'm sure he'll be ready to go next weekend. When we go for championship weekend in Phoenix, it all starts with the Xfinity Series.
One race to go.
6:30 on Saturday.
The last weekend of the year.
And that championship to be determined Saturday evening. Sunday at 2 o'clock, streaming live on Peacock and NBC. It's Countdown to Green, getting us ready to find out who will be the title winner in 2023. All right, can we start to look forward, Junior, to what we're going to see next weekend?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get to Phoenix. I know we're all going to get there early and talk to the drivers, these 4 drivers, Kyle Larson, Blaney, Bell, Byron. We're going to get a chance to get their minds, you know, understand what they're thinking about their position.
Only one repeat driver, actually.
Covering it all next week. That man right there has done some awesome work to put himself in position.
From last year, that was in the Final Four last year, that's in it this year, and that is Bell.
Maybe the favorite.
Is the only repeat from last year that'll be in it this year.
Competitive battle. I'm not sure who you would pick, but he is certainly on a roll.
3 monster owners: Rick Hendrick, Coach Gibbs, Roger Penske. Titans of motorsport are going to go out to the desert and battle it out.
And we'll find out who will be the champion again next weekend. Our NASCAR America post-race coverage will continue on Peacock. More NASCAR and motorsports coverage.
All right, well,
also available on NBCSports.com.
Martinsville's in the books. I'm happy once again. Happy dance. Maybe I'll do a happy dance if he wins the title next week. Maybe I'll do a bigger happy dance. But see you guys next week for the Phoenix, the finale. Last race.
And a worker that can run 45 miles an hour.
No, I'll say that for next week. I'll say that for next week if he wins.
Not just a dog. This is a member
But
of the family.
I'm out of here, so night, everybody. Peace. Enjoy the week. Next weekend, all 3 races. Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. We'll claim 3 champions next week.
Collar Clinic, the nation's oldest dog e-collar specialist.
Good night, everybody.
Designing